Hello everyone, this is Mr. Amazing. Starting the stream a little bit earlier than we do most times, just to see as some people come in. I'm live today with my friends Big Joe, friend I know offline, and then Pretzel, who's a patron. Been streaming with him pretty regularly for the past few weeks. And as you can see by the thumbnail, what we're going with today is a take on the relationship between sexual orientation, specifically homosexuality, but we'll get into it more, and music. So I guess we'll wait for a few more people to come in before we really get going here. But I guess any opening thoughts on the subject?
I'm gay.
Oh wait, also before I say anything, new video's coming. It's done, but the sponsor that I'm working with hasn't given me the materials I need yet, so I can't get it out until those materials get to me. It'll probably be out on Monday at the latest. Actually, that's the soonest, most likely. Tuesday, Wednesday at the latest. All right, that out of the way. So yeah, music and sexual orientation. One of the things that I was thinking about when I was like coming up with this topic was like specifically how there appear to be a lot of like male vocalists and singers that trend towards femininity. So that's also like a gender presentation in addition to like a sexual orientation. So I wasn't sure if you guys had any spicy takes on that.
I don't. I think as like, I don't know how to word this in a way that's like not stupid as shit, but as someone who swings that way, presenting yourself in a way that is sort of accessible to people that you want it to be. What I'm trying to say is feminine gay people are that way because they're trying to purposefully sort of portray themselves as gay as a signal to other potential homosexuals in the least David Attenborough way possible.
But I think what always gets me is like, why music? Like, why is it that vocal expression is a means to that end? Like, I can see why dancing is involved because, of course, that involves bodily contortion. But
yeah,
I don't know.
I guess even like singers who aren't necessarily gay, they also, some of them do like falsettos and stuff. Like Steven Tyler, I don't think he's gay, but he's like, feminine singing, it seems. So
That's true. But I mean, I'm not saying that specifically that, high tonality is like the correlate there,
Yeah.
but like just that it seems to be that there are so many musicians that fall in that path, like Elton John and Freddie Mercury come to mind. I think David Bowie is rumored to be, Michael Jackson's rumored to be, who's another one? Tyler, of course, like in the thumbnail.
was it fucking the one rapper with purple hair who like wears really tight shirts all the fucking time?
Really tight. I don't know who that is. Boy
Uzi
George just
Vert.
came to mind as you mentioned that, though.
Little Uzi Vertical.
Oh, Lil Uzi Vert, really?
Isn't he the one that?
He has a EXO tour life.
Yeah, it's Lil Uzi Vert. He's metro as fuck or gay. Calling it.
Huh. What I think is interesting about it is, I mean, I don't know. Specifically in communities like that, like somebody like a Tyler or somebody like a, I guess Lil Uzi Vert then, who is breaking a stereotype like that. Because, I mean, especially in those communities, there's a pretty big prejudice against it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Damn,
mean,
this might be a little bit too much. Fuck.
I don't really have anything. Can't think of anything to disprove that.
Kevin Abstract, that's another one that somebody just mentioned. I mean, shoot, I guess how can I make this broader? Like, you guys thinking anything like tangentially that might seemingly be related?
The people are
think-
saying the music's a little too loud.
See, okay, we'll just turn that down. All right.
I think,
I
like,
mean, tangentially, we can talk more generally about like
Uh,
I don't know, identity.
That's true.
Well, the village people aren't really like feminine, but they are definitely gay. So
That is true. Well, I mean, I guess that calls into a distinction. Is that presentation of male homosexuality feminine? Like, you know, where it's still like distinctly not masculine, but it's not
Yeah.
like I'm gonna cook you and bake you an apple pie type feminine shit. It's more like
Yeah.
pole
I get what
dance femininity, you know?
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. Like femininity in the sexual sense.
Right, right. Which is seemingly a masculine ideal anyway. I hate to dominate this, but it just reminded me of
No, I mean-
something. I had to read this book last semester on the evolution of intercourse and how that has led to like how human beings have developed. And like, one of the points was like most female sexual fantasies are like one-on-one, really emotional, whereas males are like multiple partners all at once, just no emotion whatsoever. It's all about like the way the body looks and stuff like that.
Damn, I'm really an emotional slut then because I don't have that.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying every male does that, but
yeah,
like
no.
I guess the sense of the village people there, where they're all dressed like
yeah, like they
one's
all
a,
have like
a policeman.
low cut shirts, high shorts, like leather. Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Right. And even then, like, if you think about Elton John, too, like, the way he dressed, and even Freddie Mercury, the very tight, revealing clothing always seems to be tied to that aspect.
Adler mentions George Michael.
Oh, yeah, George
who-
Michael, too.
I mean, and, like gay in his music, but that's because I think he was closeted for like a lot of that time, and then eventually he came out as gay.
I think if you watch Wake Me Up Before You Go Go, he's definitely not specifically feminine, but he's wearing earrings, he's wearing, you know, pastel
Yeah,
clothing with like sneakers, like a very stereotypical like country
No.
club-esque.
He's not a manly man type.
No. Which, you know, I don't know. I guess you really also don't see too much in music. Like, I mean, when I think of male musicians, I don't know why, but what's his name? The Irishman. Ed Sheeran comes to mind in recent memory, and so does somebody like a John Legend, and they do not exude like the fierceness of masculinity to me. They're more like what I would call like a soft guy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, are there any musicians who really
I think in
are
punk,
masculine?
definitely.
I would say punk rock,
Yeah,
definitely.
that's true.
Because you think of somebody like a Henry Rollins, or even in hip hop, like Jay-Z, I think very much, or Kanye West especially,
Yeah, that's true.
because they're people that are like very committed to what they're doing. Somebody mentions Lil Xan. I don't know about that one, but was it Lil Xan a banker?
A banker?
Yeah, there was one musician. I'm pretty sure it was Lil Xan who like he did like musical presentations to like his bank, and like they liked him so much he put him up on SoundCloud, and that's how he got famous. I'm fairly certain it was Lil Xan. I'll look it up.
That's an interesting start, honestly. That's true. What about the entire group of BTS? Well, I'm not familiar with K-pop, even in the most remote sense, other than my Twitter feed is constantly dominated by them.
See, but what's really peculiar about K-pop artists, and I think this is gonna sound really bad, but like people of the Eastern orientation, they look feminine, to put it bluntly. You know, I mean, it's a trend. It's specifically in like I think Malaysia that there are certain like third type genders that are not specifically masculine or feminine, and it's typically the male that transitions into that, and they pass pretty well just because the gender binary is just not as physically apparent there.
Oh, like, you mean like sort of like androgyny?
Yeah.
That
And that's
makes
what I mean, like with regards to like K-pop artists, is like I think the guys look pretty androgynous.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like chat's getting the wrong idea. You can like what you want. We don't judge.
Oh yeah, no, there's no good or
We're
bad
just
here.
discussing.
Yeah, it's just to think about the way things are without saying this is good, this is bad. It's not like, I think it'd be pretty boring if every guy presented himself in the same way on the stage. I mean, we wouldn't have a Freddie Mercury without a bit of flamboyance in the arts, and I think that's we're all the better off because of it.
About lesbian musicians, I can't really think of anything.
I can't either, really.
Didn't Lorde come out as lesbian?
Oh, did she?
I genuinely don't know. Maybe I'm like, I don't know. I think
I can look it up. I mean, that would
I
make
think
sense. I believe it.
or is
like-
she asexual? Is that what she
Then
said?
again, like you never see any
Nothing about it on here.
never see them like you never see women acting in a masculine way on stage, do you?
And that's not entirely true. Somebody
Yeah.
like there's like one particular singer from the 80s who comes to mind, and I can't think of her name. Yeah, it's escaping me right now, but she was a punk rock singer.
Is she the one?
Also Stevie Nicks a little bit every now and then. But somebody mentioned Clairo is a lesbian, which
Joan Jett? Is that who you're talking about?
yes,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
that's
Yeah, but
exactly who I was
she
thinking of.
wasn't really. She wasn't really like. It was just like punk. It wasn't really like she was masculine. It was just like
Yeah, that's true.
she was just punk.
But I mean, I think it still ties together. Like it's presenting aggressive outward tendency,
Yeah, I guess so.
which you
But
typically
is
associate.
that really like? Is that like? I would rather argue that that is like not the presence of masculinity, but rather the lack of just the straight up lack of sexualization in like music.
That's true. You could spin
Rather
it
than,
that
like,
way. Yeah.
Yes, seductive dancing and seductive lyrics or whatever choreography. It's just like, I mean, most of her choreography is just her like absolutely fucking destroying it on the guitar, like
Right.
or screaming into a microphone. So, is it really more of just like we're so used to things like
Hey.
sexualization in music?
Joan Jett lacked like sexualization because I mean, what was that song? There's like a song where she's like talking about how she's gonna go home with a 17-year-old guy. Like something like that.
Oh, somebody brought up. Sorry to cut you off there. Somebody brought up Billie Eilish, and I think that's a really interesting case. Have either of you heard of like what Billie Eilish's whole thing with sexuality is?
No,
No.
I just heard that. The only thing I've heard about her is that people call her a studio plant or whatever.
No. So
Yeah, that's all I've heard.
she was interviewed, I think just a couple weeks ago about it for like her fashion sense, because you know there's some memes of her like dressing in like really baggy clothing, right?
Okay.
You guys never seen the pictures?
Uh-uh.
Shoot, hold on.
I mean, I've seen pictures of Billie Eilish, but I don't know.
Let me pull one up quickly for the chat. Do you guys have the chat video up on your screen?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll pull it up quick. So let's look at Billie Eilish clothing. Pardon the fonts or the tabs there. So like stuff like this, people were like really clowning on her for like looking really frumpy and stuff like this. But what she was trying to argue was that, and what she said in her interview, was that she's dressing like that specifically because she doesn't like to be sexualized and she thinks it's a little bit repulsive. So she specifically dresses like that and like wears hoodies and whatnot in her videos and on stage to repel that and I guess take control over the way she is presented and understood by her fans.
Or DHS.
I suppose. I mean, I gotta say, it doesn't exactly compliment her. But I guess is that a sexual statement to say that clothing should compliment someone? Does that need to be sexual?
Not necessarily. I mean, I guess it just depends on the way you look at it.
Well, how do you look at it? Like how?
I mean,
'Cause-
I don't know. I said that, and then I was gonna hopefully come up with something on the way on the follow through, but I just kind of fucking blanked.
Right. Because, I mean, if you say something looks good on a body, is that to say that... I mean, I guess you could say it's just, like, an aesthetic appreciation of, like, oh, this body is, like, artful. Right? That could be a thing, can't it?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like, I guess if you use like the body as like a form of art.
That's true. I mean, but, see, is her clothing really doing that? So I guess what I'm trying to say is, like,
No,
is
I
the
think it's more
artful...
of a style.
Right. But is the style artistic?
Yes, definitely it's
Yeah.
artistic because it's sending the message that I don't want to be sexualized. That's that message. I think it's, you know, it's art then.
As I guess any
Yeah,
clothing
clear
could be
message.
considered art because it's a clear message.
Yeah, I think so.
Hmm.
At least
So-
artistic. Maybe not. Maybe like the way you dress isn't necessarily art unless it's like a specific outfit, but
So like if somebody, like, you know that certain musicians wear like chains and whatnot on their bodies, like they're really hardcore stuff. Would
Yeah.
you like, is that art too?
Well, yeah, I would say like
Yeah.
things like presenting like punk or whatever is like, yeah, I would say that's like
It's
a form
art.
of the art.
it's
'Cause, I mean, you can-
artistic. It's
I
like
mean, yeah.
Now, real question. Suppose somebody went naked on stage. Would that be artistic?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I mean, it sort of depends on like, cause like punk, it's
I
like
would
you,
say so.
you're like, you present yourself as punk. You wear like leather and chains and all that type of shit. Like you wear like dark clothes, and that's like just part of the punk genre. When you think punk, you think that. But like, I don't know. I don't know. Could you like do something like that just totally fucking naked?
I mean, I suppose you could, but like the issue is like legality then. Like if there's children in the audience, that's kind of like indecency or something. So where does the fact that it's art begin to conflict with the fact that it's like a crime?
Well, I mean,
I suppose you would have
at that
18
point, it's
plus
a constitutional
demarcations.
thing. Because it's
Yeah,
like
those-
art.
That's true.
Those are like on two separate scales because while it can be considered art, it can also be considered a crime. So
But like how do you draw the line? I think is the
I
issue.
don't think there is a line between those two things. I think they're on completely separate axes.
But I mean, if you take art extreme enough, like someone might be willing to call a murder an art, but it's a crime. You know what
Yeah,
you know what
I
I'm
mean-
saying? Like it could.
I understand what you mean, but I think that's a stretch.
But if somebody consented to be like consider like the way the Buddhists set themselves on fire in the East to protest the Chinese government. What if somebody consented to be filmed to like be burned? And like this is a 2-part act, and the filming was also part of the art. So like technically, is that a suicide then? So like, is that still artful? Because there's another person who is letting this other person burn themselves alive, and isn't stopping them.
Yeah, it's freedom of expression has bounds, and I think that would probably be outside of the. I mean, maybe if it was like, I think if you knew beforehand that they were going to kill themselves by self-immolation in front of your camera, it would be illegal. But like, if for some reason, I don't know, you just like showed up to a protest and someone lit themselves on fire, and you use that photo or whatever as art, then it would be different.
Wait, what were you gonna say, Big Joe?
Like, what I've been saying is like, you know, it can still be art. Just because it's illegal doesn't mean it's no longer art. I mean, even if it's grotesque or terrible, it doesn't mean it's still it, like separates it from being art anymore. I don't think that disqualifies it.
So you think something that is like egregiously wrong could still be art then?
Yes.
But see, I have an issue with like if you're like dealing with something like a human rights abuse, or you're dealing with something like somebody mutilating this is gonna sound really bad, like an animal or something. It's like, how is that still artful if it's like causing pain and suffering?
Well, I think that's where the boundary is, like legally. Is like, I don't think you can do something like that. As far as art is concerned.
So like when Ozzy bit off a bat on stage, what would you call that?
Animal abuse. I don't know. I don't know if he got in legal trouble for that.
I think he did. I'm not sure. I know I would if I did that on this stream.
Well, I mean, that does show like I don't know where I was going with that. Like, I'm just looking up the definition on Google of art, and it says the expression or application of human creative skill and imagination.
But see, human imagination can also lead to like genocide. I don't think that's no, I don't think we would apply
Here's the
that.
thing is, I'm not saying that art is necessarily a good thing. I'm not saying that it should always be like I don't think you can justify doing something by saying it's art. I mean, sure, it being art might be true, but that doesn't mean you go and do it.
Right. I suppose that's fair. Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. I concur.
So, another question that's kind of pertinent to sexual orientation then. What if someone was like an artist, right? But they were presenting themselves as like the sub in a DDLG type of thing. What would you make of that? I'm really just pulling
Weird.
stuff out of my ass.
I was gonna say. I
This,
mean,
this is like a really hard topic to discuss.
I don't really know what
sounds like
comment to make
sounds
about
like
that.
sounds like D'Antwood to me.
Who is D'Antwood?
South African artist.
I've never heard of him.
Really?
No.
Yeah, it's kind of the aesthetic they have.
Really? I mean,
Yeah.
D'Antwood?
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
DIE space Antwood.
D'Antwood. Oh, that is the aesthetic they have. Wow. That.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna flash that on screen quick. Yeah.
They make really fucking weird music videos. Like really like it's like Fever Dreams type shit. Like makes no fucking sense.
Extremely tangential, but that reminds me. What did you guys make of Poppy when she was really popular?
I don't know who that is.
Fuck. The name rings a bell.
Damn. Do you want me to describe what it was?
Yeah, could you?
So like she was this really odd YouTuber who also like was putting out music, and she seemed like really robotic, and there was like some occult symbolism in some of her videos, and people just thought it was really bizarre the way she was speaking and the way the music was produced and the way everything seemed so fake. Like last year, like tons of people were making YouTube videos about her, but it eventually came out that the whole thing was an art project by this one other guy, something Sinclair. I can't remember his first, or that might have been his last name. But anyway, that the whole thing was just art, and it was aiming to show that like people are like robotic and shit, man. Like society is like convoluted.
We really live in a society.
Yeah, no, it was like the whole thing was essentially like we live in a society.
Damn, bro. We really do live in a society, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole thing must have gone over my radar because I do not remember any of that.
I mean, it was a little bit ago. But it reminds me of like some other stuff that like Andy Warhol did. And I think the guy said he like cited Andy Warhol as an inspiration. Like, do you guys know what I'm talking about with that?
I know
Like
who
Andy
Andy Warhol is, yeah.
But like the one thing he did with like just eating a burger on a camera, and like that was like
That was art.
Cool,
Yeah.
I love that stuff. That's
I think it's funny that they ended up using it in a commercial like a few months ago.
him eating a burger.
Yeah. Like it completely subverted the meaning of what he was trying to go for. And they just incorporated it into the ad anyway.
That's like when Quiznos did the
Oh fuck, we were talking about that. Shay wasn't in
that's-
there.
when
There
they
was
did-
like
Wait, what was it?
hold up. I gotta go find it. It was in shit posting Big Joe? Is that where he was?
they're the sponge monkeys. Like,
The Sponge Monkeys Quiznos ads.
those are like a meme. But then Quiznos was like, "Hey, we should get those into a commercial."
Oh, these. Oh, I remember seeing these
And
in
it was awful.
Oh my god, I got to put this on stream too. Yeah, this was absolutely garbage.
Fucking insane.
I don't even know like why. Like it's clearly it looks like it could have been done in Photoshop. That's how bad the animation is. Like in one of their sequencers. God. It reminds me of the puppy monkey baby thing that Mountain Dew tried to do.
Yeah.
Absolute
Yeah, no, there was
absolute garbage.
on this stuff that I saw recently. I forget who made it. I think think it might have been Empleman or something. Someone like him made a video about how advertising has changed. Oh no, it was H Bomber guy. Yeah, it was him.
Oh, really? What was he trying to say?
He's talking about how advertising used to be just telling you to buy the product and like all the good things about the product, and then it became like funny videos, like the Geico caveman kind of started that off, like where they would just try to make you laugh while also showing you like, oh, and also buy Geico insurance, but also here's a funny video. And then it became just stuff like Puppy Monkey Baby, where they're just trying to like shock you as much as possible. But now that's not working, because now when everyone starts trying to shock you as much as possible, nothing's shocking anymore. Like once you see Puppy Monkey Baby from like 50 different companies, like you don't care anymore. So then
Yeah,
So
Puppy
now
Monkey
they're
Baby,
trying
let's
to-
throw him with a shark cat car.
Yeah, exactly. So now they're trying to. So now they're more latching on to like political
kids are gonna love
movements and
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
to try to get people's attention.
Like
because-
Kaepernick.
Exactly. Like because people
Everything.
just don't ignore that ever for some reason. So
I mean,
Smash your fucking Keurig, burn your Nikes, boys.
I-
yeah, that's what he said in the video.
man, that is what really gets me about that kind of advertising though is like I don't know how of course it gets publicity, and I think when Gillette did their big publicity stunt, like their stock prices went up. Or no, theirs went down, and it was the company
Nikes went up.
Yeah, Nike's went up. Yeah. Like, I don't know who is inspired by that to say this lifeless corporate entity supports this abstract social cause that has no bearing on my life. I'm gonna, like, buy their shoes that were probably made with child labor in Malaysia. Like,
Yeah, I'm
I don't get it.
To buy the product.
You see, I don't get it, but then again, like I see like my family members falling for that, so it's like
Well, it's the same tripe with like, buy American, made in America.
but see, Made in America is legitimate because, like, this is your country. You know?
Yeah, but who cares?
I mean, me. And I think a lot of people, because, like, this is the country we live in. You know, these are the people that speak our language, that agree on our constitution, that...
you're promoting the success of your own country by buying that product, supposedly.
Yeah, supposedly.
Yeah.
Because the companies that are oftentimes making the products really couldn't care less about, you know, any of that anyway.
Fuck those fentanyl Americans.
Fentanyl.
It is funny to see like Trump merch being
Trump.
like have a made in China sticker on it or something.
Honestly, the fact there's even Trump merch at all is one of the most bizarre things. Like, imagine there being Obama merch. Like, when Obama was president. Like, yeah, it just sounds so absurd. Like, what if...
There was, but it was like it
But it was,
wasn't
like,
as
third party.
popular. It wasn't
Yeah.
as popular as MAGA, but it's like it's like
He only ran shit like during the campaign, but Trump still sells like
exactly.
"Make America Great Again" shit.
Right, but that's what I mean. Like, yeah, all politicians
Probably-
have something
I
or
wonder,
other during
will
the
he
campaign.
continue selling "Make America Great Again" stuff after he's president?
It's 30 years later, like, the Statue of Liberty's crumbling. Make America great again. It's like the wall just didn't even get built at all. But it's like people are still buying wall shirts. Oh.
I paid for the wall and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
Pink Floyd, The Wall.
We are the wall. Yeah.
Supreme brick and donate it to the wall.
Didn't they, like, build only a mile of it or something like that? And it was, like, through a private company, too?
Yeah, they were testing it.
That's
They were
why.
testing designs.
Has anybody, like, have any of the right-wingers who, like, formally, like, really like that even, like, brought up the, you know, boat issue?
Bro, ladders literally exist. Like,
Yeah,
they
like, has
don't.
anyone...
like, bro, ladders exist.
What about, like, tunnels?
Well,
Okay.
okay. So the problem is like pretty close to
Is-
80% of people who are illegal in this country come in here legally on a visa and just overstay. So like,
yeah, they
Right.
Don't, they
kind of
don't.
your issue.
Yeah.
Not a lot of immigrants come by like crossing the border and getting past the guards. They mostly
Literally, only the most
going
desperate people do
through-
that.
checkpoints.
Yeah, but did you just
and,
see
like,
that?
the wall's not going to stop you from that.
Did you see that one news article about how there was some like 100,000 people migrating from South America that were just like detained because they had
Oh, the
mumps
fucking
or something?
caravan thing?
No, but this was just recent. Like this was just today. I'm pretty sure this article came out. That there were people quarantined for being in contact with people with mumps and smallpox. It was like an
Makes
absurd amount of
sense.
people.
Oh, where was this? Wait.
This is
what?
at the border. I'll pull up the article.
With smallpox, you said.
I'm pretty sure it was mumps for the most part, but I think they mentioned smallpox too. Yeah. U.S. immigration
everything-
authorities fear mumps outbreak in detention facilities.
Well, it's what I mean. Like, have you seen it? Those facilities like are barely
Yeah.
classified as fucking humane. Like,
Yeah. It was only 5,000 people.
they
Oh,
give
shit.
like, you get like thermal blankets and you stay in like a chain link cage with like 20 other people. Like, it's not humane.
Right. Ooh,
We
that
treat people in Gitmo better than we treat like illegal immigrants who we've detained.
who do we treat better?
We treat Gitmo,
Who is?
Guantanamo Bay
Oh.
inmates better than we treat people we've apprehended trying to come into this country.
But I mean, the issue for me is like, what are we supposed to do? Like, how much money is like just to be allocating to people who aren't citizens of the country and are here illegally?
I mean, they're a net gain on this, like in Texas anyway, because that's where the most comprehensive study was done. They're a net gain on even on tax income. They're a net gain.
But is it my duty to pay for people who like aren't a part of this country?
Yeah,
I think it should be like
could be.
a corporation's duty for that, since like they're going to be employing these people. But
Well, yeah, I mean, but you see the good parts in GDP growth. Like you see the benefits that it like. It's not like just benefiting them and the corporation. It benefits you too. The goods get cheaper. More people buy more goods. The economy expands. Goods get cheaper. The monetary supply decreases. Like shit like that. It's like everyone gets better off because of these things.
I mean, I
We-
suppose, but
Scale it's at now, but if it gets big enough, I feel like it probably.
But I
don't
mean,
know.
it's been trending downwards for literally 20 years.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Is like
what has?
Illegal
now it's-
immigration.
Oh, I thought it's been going up
it's-
recently.
No, it's hit a record low amount of people coming in.
Oh, has it really?
Yeah.
Why? Why did James
Dan, did you
Allsup
not
saying
watch-
it's going
Did you
up?
not watch my video? Because James
No.
Allsup is a fucking. Because James Allsup is a white nationalist. That's
Yeah,
why.
I know.
James Allsup is like he just won't say it, but he hates brown people. Like fuck. I'm surprised his channel hasn't been deep sixed yet by YouTube. Like, I'm
Yeah.
genuinely surprised by that.
Yeah. I was watching a video of his the other day, and he is like, he will harp on like a word that an article uses, and he'll be like, yeah, you see how that contradicts their framework, which is implicit, because in my interpretation it's implicit. Well, this word also in my interpretation contradicts my interpretation. So you see, that's why the lefties are retarded.
There's a fucking it was a funny fucking conversation in 3 Hours Discord about that. Is because Black Pigeon Speaks got banned.
Yeah. His
and
videos
so-
are trash, too.
So, Dan posted, or 3 Hours posted, he was like, Black Pigeon just got banned. And then everyone, of course, like, ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Who we targeted next, boys? Cultural Marxism rises and shit like that. And he got
God.
mad at us and deleted all the posts. He's like, guys, you can't, like, I'm getting to the point where, like, you can't screenshot, like, because someone could screenshot this and post it and cancel me. And
Yeah.
I get, like, right-wing death threats, like, that's no fun. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was, my money's on James Allsup getting the fucking ban hammer next.
Right. You know what really gets me? Like, what is cultural Marxism supposed to be?
It's not real.
But I mean,
It's
like,
just cultural Bolshevism, which was a Nazi thing, just rebranded.
but like when people say it, what do they think they're saying?
It's the same shit, Shay, when people say, whether or not they realize they're doing it, they might just be trying to be big brain, but they're actually peanut brains, is when people say, let's defend Western culture. It's like, okay, what is Western culture? Like, are we talking like European
That's fair.
broadly? Are we talking American? Are we talking Canadian, Commonwealth, South American? Like, it's one of those things. It's like Western culture is just a dog whistle for white people, like 90% of the time. The other 10% is just people like misusing it, thinking they're being big brain, but they're actually fucking stupid.
I mean, I suppose. Joe, your thoughts?
I mean, I've heard it used every time I've questioned someone what exactly they mean by it, they have not given me a clear answer. Instead, they've just linked me videos that also just kept on repeating the words cultural Marxism and Western culture and stuff. And like this one guy I got into an argument with kept on saying white Republican maleness or something like that. And like, I really
The
just
war on whites.
White
like,
Republican
and
maleness.
it like about it, like they just give me more very broad and underdefined terms, and then that's all I've gotten. Like I honestly don't. I have never met anyone who could define what that was. If you ask Jordan Peterson, I'm sure he does have a clear answer as to what he thinks it means, but anyone else doesn't seem to like.
Wait. Can you
Wait.
flash on screen
What?
the meme that Wiley posted in our group chat earlier?
Wait, where
This
did he?
one.
Oh. Who is Hegel? Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. It's kind of a joke that he doesn't even know who Hegel is. That's a shame. Let's see here. Who is Hegel?
Who even is Hegel, dude?
Bro, Hegel is the reason we exist. We couldn't have Marxism without Hegel.
Like Hegel, the J-A-G-E-L,
No.
Hegel.
No. Not that Hegel.
He's the best.
Jagel.
He makes
Jagel?
the best.
Does Hegel juggle? That's the real question.
Okay. Yeah, what is this stream?
This
What are we
stream
doing?
is a talk about matters that matter, man. Like if you
Man.
don't vibe with it, bruh.
Bruh.
Do you have
Yeah.
an outline of topics you wanted to go into?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of got through them already. It's like you can only talk so much about like sexual orientation in music. Like, what else are you gonna say? You know?
I'm
Yes.
gay. Big Joe is also gay.
That's
No,
false.
I'm not. No, I'm not. That's not true. Don't spread your homosexual lies.
Well, I guess if we want to talk about that still, as a Catholic, Big Joe, what are your thoughts on?
Big Joe, would you come to my gay wedding?
Yeah.
Uh,
No, we've had this
Uh,
conversation before. You can say your answer.
let me see. I think, you know, I would support you, but not the wedding itself, because I personally am against it. But pretty much it as far as that goes. I don't know.
But you'd
As
come to the
far as
after
I
party, right?
see-
It's gonna be
Oh
open.
yeah, yeah.
Oh hell yeah! Fuck yeah!
Okay, but anyways, as far as like on homosexuality, is that like it does exist and it's not a sin to be a homosexual, but having sex outside of marriage is a sin.
Right.
Like, just don't have sex, basically, if you're gay
Interesting.
on it.
I think that's a fair take. But like when you think about like the way that sex is promoted in the media, what about that? That's because I think a broader
think-
issue that goes beyond homosexuality. Like I mean, even something like a Carl's Jr. ad where like it's a woman on a car and like a tank top biting into a
I-
burger.
Because I'm against, using habits, I guess you'd say, to try to sell something. Like I'm against I guess I
Sexualization.
would say I'm against
Advertising.
it's kind of like cigarettes, like if you run a cigarette industry, you are definitely profiting off of people's addictions, and I think that's wrong. Same goes for like the pornography industry. I think it's wrong to be running a pornography industry because you are capitalizing off of people's bad habits and like things they shouldn't be doing.
So
And I
wait,
think-
if somebody approached you to become like a Ron Jeremy, you would say no.
I don't know the reference.
You don't know who
Sorry, I
Ron?
don't know the-
Damn,
No.
Ron Jeremy.
Jeremy is like, I don't know. He's like a porn star.
Yeah, but like ugly.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
be against that. Yeah, because well, that's because of my religion, I'm against that. But
Right.
also,
But what if you had the opportunity to make money from it?
I would say no, because that would be, again, that's profiting off of, a lot of people's bad habits, because it's definitely a bad thing.
That's
to be,
true.
Like, even medically, like, you can look it up, and, like, it's not like really endorsed by medical professionals to be like watching pornography, and that's because it has a lot of negative effects.
Right. You know what I
And
really wonder?
as a result.
If like we reach, I don't know, I don't want to say neat levels, but like, you know what I'm saying, like people who like are just losers, who are just doing nothing with their lives, and like they're not in a relationship or anything like that either. Like Japan has that right now. Like if that happens like as a global phenomena, like what do we do?
State mandated girlfriends.
Dude, I think that
Redistribute coochie.
there's all
Own the
those
means of
memes,
reproduction, yeah.
so,
Wiley, UBI isn't going to fucking solve a sexless society of virgins. That's not how that works. You can't fuck money.
I mean, shoot, they do it in Amsterdam.
I mean, once you get enough money, it's gonna be hard not to
Andrew
get a
Yang.
partner, honestly.
Can we add Wiley?
Yeah, sure, add Wiley.
Okay.
Wiley will make it a lot more interesting.
Let's get Wiley in here.
Oh no, I gotta adjust the crop. Oh well.
What's up, Wiley?
Yo, I'm
Wiley.
in here.
Yeah, Wiley's another behind the scenes character. Was a patron at one point. He isn't any longer.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, for my wallet especially. But you know, it do be that way.
Should I mute the stream?
If you want, so you can hear
I would-
us.
Yeah, I would mute the stream so you're not
Okay.
having conversations with two different, times.
So Wiley, you mentioned Andrew Yang in the chat. What are your thoughts on Yang Gang?
Gang gang.
He mute.
I'm in support of him. He has a lot of policies that I think would work.
Do you see how I saw this on 4chan, unfortunately, but like apparently he's like the worst polling candidate among women.
I did not know that.
Yeah, because he's like 5'8".
This stream was brought to you by men going their own way.
Andrew Yang is the MGTOW candidate.
Any wait.
Oh my god. What does that make
No, but
Donald
he
Trump?
He is really popular with alt-right types.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They want
Donald
those meat
Trump.
bucks, bro.
Donald Trump is 6'3", dude.
Donald Trump is a Chad.
Yeah, I think Trump would
That's
loom
fine.
over Andrew Yang.
Yang don't bang.
Yang
That's his
don't
Catholic-
bang.
That's his Catholic diaspora takes.
Oh my god. Thank you, Brandon and the cat. Really appreciate it.
As I am, dude. Oh my gosh.
No, I think as unpopular as he is, I think he's a solid candidate. He's up there with Pete Buttigieg.
Buttigieg, I think is more moderate than I'd like, but I don't think he's a bad choice.
Pete Butt Gay.
No, stop.
Booty edge.
Yep.
One of my relatives was like,
the top or a bottom.
oh,
He's a top. He's a top.
yo,
Bro, he's
No,
fi- isn't he 5'4" though? Like
he's
a power
5'4".
he's a power bottom.
bottom. He's a power bottom. Pete Boot Gig 5'4" manlet. Wow.
Buddy gig.
No, I tried to look up his height one day and I couldn't find it. It's like not public information.
Yeah, one of my
It's
relatives
hidden-
was
it's
like,
hidden in-
how
it's
can he ever
top-
get elected if nobody can pronounce his name?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. He just doesn't have the right
exactly-
name for it.
like,
I'm
you're
sorry.
never-
He needs to change his name to
honestly-
Pete Smith.
Pete is that his
Honestly, no, dude. People aren't going to be
husband's
able
maiden name?
people aren't going to be able to argue with their family on Facebook about someone named Pete Buttigieg. I can't even pronounce his name, dude.
Buttigieg.
Like,
Yeah, Buttigieg.
Buttigieg. Yeah, like you
Pete
see,
power bottom
like,
Buttigieg.
Oh man. If he,
Try to get
Pete the power bottom.
like
Get that on a hat.
Have you guys like seriously took a look at Andrew Yang's policies though?
I mean,
Like,
I know he wants UBI, and he also wants to take some precautions for like automation and whatnot.
On a meme
that-
tier level, I
that's
know
all
he
I
has like a
know.
sunset clause, and he wants to bolster the ability of the military to make certain legislative decisions.
What?
All I know about him is
I don't know about
the main
that.
thing-
I
the
haven't
main
looked
thing
into
I've
like
heard
his
from him
military
is
policy.
that
But go on, go on.
he's like he also is not in full support of Israel, which I guess is a change of pace. But
There are, I think, quite a few Democrats this political cycle that aren't in favor of Israel completely.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I can't. Is it tomorrow the debate?
Is it really?
No. I think it's later in the month. I think it's like the 24th or something like that.
Honestly,
No, dude. Okay, so there are 2 rounds, right? I don't know if you guys knew, but
Yeah.
like all of like the power players are in like the second round. Sanders, Biden, Yang, Buttigieg. I think Kamala Harris is in the second round as well.
oh,
So, like first round is like just all like the unknown people like Beto O'Rourke and like
oh.
Yeah, here I have
freaking Amy Klobuchar.
Okay, I'm not gonna be honest. I saw this screenshot on Twitter of like all the candidates, and I literally thought like it was like a Chapo Trap House meme, like with a white name generator or something. Like I'm not even fucking kidding
Oh
you.
my God! Wait.
Like the name Tim Ryan. Like are you like? But night one
Yeah.
is Warren, O'Rourke, Booker,
Generic
Castro,
white
Gabbard,
male one.
Inslee, Klobuchar, De Blasio, Delaney, and Ryan. Night two is Biden, Sanders, Buttigieg, Harris, Gillibrand, Bennett, Williamson, Solwell, Andrew Yang, and Hickenlooper.
Ooh, somebody brought up a good point. The DNC is just going to rig the system again. But the question is, who are they going to rig it for? Like, do we really think that Biden is really worth the spot this round, considering what happened with Hillary?
If they do the fucking meme where it's like it's Bernie's turn now, they're gonna get memed on because Bernie, for some fucking reason, he did like a speech the other day where he went really hard on the "I'm a socialist" train. Like I don't know why the fuck you'd attach that like nuclear weapon
I know it's
baggage
a
to your
I
I know it's a
don't
really
think
hot
it's
take,
gonna be
but I'm
Bernie.
not the biggest fan of Bernie. I'm not
Neither am
his
I.
biggest fan.
I used
like
to be.
Harris better than Bernie.
Well,
No.
it's because he was like an entryway into kind of like the alternative left. You know, like you're so used to like corporate Democrats like Hillary Clinton and I wouldn't
Biden.
even say Obama, but like yeah, Biden, like Elizabeth Warren, you know,
Ugh, yeah.
or maybe not Elizabeth Warren because she's more, you know,
She's
kind of
like the
social
bridge between the
Yeah,
liberal
that's
and
it.
the.
She's just a
Yeah.
progressive, I'd say.
Yeah, and I think he kind of served as like kind of that entryway into alternative thinking points for the left, and I think that's I mean he radicalized a lot of you know, younger voters and people who were looking for something new when it came to the Democratic Party.
Right. And that's also why I don't see like the DNC giving him the support. Like he's going to be the
not gonna
one.
get it.
Yeah. So maybe it would go to somebody like Buttigieg or Harris.
Hey, I mean, what these
I think
candidates
Kamala
lack
Harris
in
is-
popular, I like Harris, but what these candidates lack in popular support, they more than make up for in corporate donations. So they're gonna.
Oh,
win
yeah.
anyway.
Of course they will.
And I love it.
No, I don't. Corporations should not be people. I will forever resent Citizens United for that case.
Oh yeah.
Joke.
Yeah, that was, and I was talking to my APU's government teacher about it, and he was saying pretty much one of the only ways you could really overturn that is by a constitutional amendment, and that's not gonna happen anytime soon.
I mean,
So
if
we're
we
pretty
get
much screwed.
if we get more people like AOC, not that I support AOC directly, but like if we get that kind of tendency, you know, in the Democratic Party, I think it could definitely happen.
Yeah,
Because I
but
mean,
it's just it's such a vicious cycle, you know. Like I know, AOC is an example, but like there just aren't gonna be that many people like her that get that kind of support financially. I think corporations are just gonna donate to, you know, the candidate who is more in line with their policies or in their objectives rather.
right? Yeah, I
I don't
suppose
think
so.
we're gonna have too many. I don't think we're gonna have too many more AOCs in the future,
You don't think?
especially after she's been making a fool of herself, you know, online and whatnot. It's
But-
just
If we don't get somebody like a Yang in office who's going to do something about automation, I mean, what is really going to happen with like the people that lose jobs? Like, who are they going to be voting for? They're not gonna be
They will
voting for another
die.
Biden.
Well, I mean, there have been a lot of like alternatives to the UBI that Andrew Yang presented, and I think Andrew Yang's policy for the UBI is probably the best route. But Jordan Peterson said uh, his argument is that a lot of people are just going to spend it frivolously and not really add to the GDP.
Yeah, but that's like
Um,
not true statistically.
right. I mean,
The money
I know
goes somewhere. Like,
Right.
I know I would be a lot better off with $1,000 per month.
I mean, shit, who wouldn't
Um,
be?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, for most people, it wouldn't even be like a net $1,000 per month because you'd be paying a lot more in taxes.
Right.
Especially with like a VAT and all that. But
I love the VAT. I shield for the
no,
VAT.
I think Andrew Yang's, he has it all thought out. And if you check his website and whatnot, he has the math and all that
Does
stuff.
he do land value taxes too?
Ooh.
I don't think so.
For
His
land
his only
value
tax that he's
taxes?
really for is a VAT.
Bruh.
VAT and then a
People-
tax on the use of unimproved land, I would say, and then I would be all on the Yang train. Like,
I'm part of the Yang gang.
I would be
I
Yang
forg-
Gang if he did like the
I
Georgia.
forgot his second like biggest policy other than the UBI.
Chat's
was,
wondering.
Oh, democracy dollars. What do you guys think of that?
What is? Oh, wait. What is that?
Just giving every American say like $1,000 per election cycle to donate towards a candidate.
That's awesome. I
belie-
love that
He,
idea.
he believes that instead of trying to overrule Citizens United by a constitutional amendment, just give citizens the ability to overpower corporate spending.
I love that idea. Except it won't happen because that only amounts to, what is it, like $3 billion then?
Something like that. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not like it's a drop in the bucket, but I mean, it's still make a dent.
Yeah, that's true.
The people in chat are wondering what happened to the topic.
I mean, you can only talk about a topic for so long. Like, I don't know. If you were
We're
in,
go back to talking about how I'm gay.
yeah, like how do you keep talking about, like, you can only talk about so many musicians that are like gay, And I mean, it's not exactly like the most riveting thing to hear about for an hour. Like,
Yeah.
should we start comparing like the links in the chain on like
I say
Elton John versus Freddie Mercury? Like, I don't know.
I say meme review.
Meme review? Ooh,
Meme
meme review.
No, I hate
No,
reviews,
no,
dude.
but this is
Meme reviews
quick
stuff,
note.
dude.
Quick note. This is my first time on like any kind of live stream. So can I get some yee-yees in the chat?
No,
Yeah,
no one
yeah,
give him
yeah.
a yeet.
Yeah, give me some yee.
Oh, we are
I'm
not.
not doing that. I don't care. I mean, I'm a country boy and all, but
Leftist memes. Oh man.
Oh,
Some
Some
of
of those are really
videos.
fucking good.
Nah, let's not.
I
If we're gonna
I
do
hate meme
memes, it ain't gonna be leftist memes.
here's the thing. I hate meme reviews, and it's because like
There we
they're
go. They're
either,
pouring in. They're pouring in.
Wow.
they're either someone like who doesn't understand why they like a meme, and they're trying to like use big words to explain like why they like it, and it ends up not. It just sounds so stupid because like it'll be something as stupid as like just a picture of a dog eating a hot dog or something like, and it's like you can't explain why that's funny.
Yeah.
Why a
No,
random image is funny.
what I
But
do a
also-
lot of times in real life is if like, because one of the most uncomfortable things ever is watching or having someone like, put their phone up to your face and be like, hey, watch this video, it's really funny.
Oh my
And you have
god.
to sit like a minute of just like the most unfunny thing ever.
Yeah.
and after people do that, I'm just like, can you explain to me why that was funny?
Just be a dick about it.
Yeah, I do, and people call me an asshole for doing that, but I'm just like
Yeah. Somebody
Stop.
puts the video up to you. Yo, why was that funny?
yeah. Well, they stopped doing it. They stopped doing it, because if you like chuckle and fake laugh, then they think that you thought it was funny.
Positive reinforcement for bad behavior.
Somebody
And
asked,
I'm just like,
yo, should I show that
yeah.
video to Wiley? Yeah, no, he's not gonna find it funny.
There's a
yeah, that's kind of how I'm known in my friend group, is just
The guy who doesn't find things funny.
yeah.
the other
Well,
side.
but the thing is what with social interactions, like when someone finds something that I laugh at, it means a lot more to them. You know, like for someone to find something that I laugh at, it means it's more valuable than me just laughing at every shitty joke that they throw out there.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same with like compliments. Like when you compliment someone for everything, it means nothing. It's worthless at that point.
Oh yeah,
And
sure.
that's why like getting a compliment from me is a really I'm not an achievement. I'm not some kind of like deity or anything, but it means a lot more than someone just saying um, you know, congratulations.
That's why I don't smile at work.
I wouldn't quite say that.
What, coworkers need to earn the smile?
Yeah,
You're
no,
a
they don't.
customer, and you need
Bro,
to
I got
earn my
fired
smile.
today.
I'm not just gonna smile for you. Like
I can tell that story. I got fired today.
Bro, what for?
Nothing.
Oh, fuck.
My boss is a mega pussy, and so I knew I was
Yo.
gonna get cut. My position was gonna get eliminated anyway, so I knew this was happening.
So you
And
got
so my
laid
manager, yeah, my manager told me it was gonna happen. I was waiting for him to do it because my boss is such a big pussy.
Yo, cut the language, bro.
I'm sorry, fuck, demonetized.
off.
And
Frick.
so frick.
Yeah,
And so
heck.
he walks in and he doesn't even make eye contact with me. So he walks in like my office and he doesn't even make eye contact with me. He like looks at the floor. He goes, hey, we're making some changes around here, so I mean you're still on staff and we'll call you if we need you. And I was just like, I'm like, tell me I don't have a job. Just say it. Just tell me I'm fired, dude, so I can move on.
Yeah. No, my friend actually, his mom just got laid off. Recession question mark incoming.
Nah.
No,
Nah.
I'm joking.
The Trump boom will never end. The boom and bust cycle is abolished. Donald Trump has fundamentally changed
It's just an
economics.
exponential
We're
curve.
just-
Yeah,
It's
we're
just an
just-
exponential curve.
It's never going down ever
till the
again.
end of time. That's why they call him a boomer. 'Cause
Bitcoin will never crash.
To the moon, baby, let's go.
we sell
That's
Bitcoin.
right.
It's just a mistake. It's just a mistake.
Yep, hodl.
Bitcoin will hit $10 million by the end of the year. John McAfee last year.
Ethereum.
Is that what he said?
I don't know. He said it's gonna hit like $100,000 in like
John
2 years.
McAfee.
Is it really?
Let's talk about him for a little bit.
Who?
What a character.
What a fucking character. He murdered his neighbor and fucked a whale.
Who is this?
He murdered his neighbor.
Is this
Yeah, he
the
murdered
guy
his
who
neighbor.
made the McAfee software for computers, or
Yeah.
is that
Oh.
someone else? Okay.
Same guy.
That's how he earned his wealth.
Isn't
Saw
he
a
like?
documentary about him where like apparently like he played Russian roulette, except he like fired all of the barrels and then he opened the gun and there was actually a bullet in there, and it was like a magic trick, but it was still. It's like, I
Yeah,
don't know. I'm not telling the story right, but
he's a madman.
Isn't he like hiding out in some kind of like bunker in
Yeah, he's
South
in, like,
America or something?
Ecuador.
Yeah.
He's in
I think-
Ecuador. Because he murdered his fucking neighbor in Ecuador.
Why? Like,
Yep.
is he unhinged or something?
I mean,
yes.
very unhinged.
Yeah, I guess if you kill your neighbor.
Yeah, and then he has like, then he has a bodyguard that like follows him 24/7.
What?
Like he posted a video of like how he makes his tequila shots or whatever. Like he makes this alcoholic drink, and like in the video it was like in his house, and you could see like 5 bodyguards just like surrounding this guy while he's making the drink. I'm just like, who is that? Who is that paranoid? They need to have multiple bodyguards on staff 24/7.
John McAfee, apparently.
He made like a
Trotsky?
he made a meme video of like how to uninstall a McAfee software from your computer, and like he just goes throughout the entire video, but he never explains how to do it, and he's like just doing all this random stuff like shooting a gun or something. It's like that's pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he like
Yeah.
hates the software now. Like he is like formally entirely against it.
Yup, he is.
Is rap homophobic?
Do you
Can
think
be.
God too lives in fear of what he's created?
Definitely.
Shit. Too deep for me.
Well, no, I was just talking about John McAfee.
Oh.
So rap is definitely homophobic then, because Pretzel said definitely. Okay.
I think if you say things, they're true.
Are memes gay? Pretzel.
As a gay man, yes, memes are gay.
all of them.
What
all
is
of them.
gay?
All of the memes are gay.
Good.
I'm damn.
Where's Daniel?
what's the hottest meme right now? What's new on the block?
Not
There's
funny, didn't
no such
laugh.
thing.
That's a good
Here's
one.
the
Not funny,
thing.
didn't laugh is kind of.
No. Here's the
Yes.
thing: is
You
there's
just posted
hot
cringe.
memes are immediately not hot memes. That's the way it goes. Like you might say I'm a hipster and everything, but the thing is, if you are part of the mainstream, you are not a good meme anymore. That's just the way it is.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I have, I obviously have a lot to add given my uh, educational background in memetics, but yeah, no, I think the lifespan of a meme is quickly deteriorating over time.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think the average lifespan of a meme is probably like what, 3 days now.
I was
Oh
gonna
yeah,
say,
it's
'cause
going
you know the
down
boys-
really fast.
You know
Yeah.
the me and the boys meme?
Mhm.
No.
Like that's a good point, because it's like
No one
that is
likes
probably
it
like,
anymore. No one likes it
that is
anymore.
probably the biggest one. It like
Well,
literally
but-
came out like a fucking week ago.
What is
well,
me and the
people-
boys?
Same with Keanu Reeves. Like Keanu
Oh, yeah.
Reeves was like, now everyone hates when people just constantly like harp on him. Like, oh yeah, he's literally God, guys. Like, yeah, okay, shut up. Like,
Keanu Reeves? Keanu Reeves and the characters he plays.
yeah, exactly. Like,
Yep.
it's just tiring after a while. And
Yeah.
that's why like a good meme can never be popular, because once it becomes popular, then it's not funny anymore.
It
Which
just gets
like,
overused.
that's why like in a lot of circles there's like memes that are like circles think are hilarious. I think those are the best memes, because those, if they break out, then they're no longer good, but if they never break out of those circles, then they're hilarious always.
Right.
I think
right.
deep fried
And that's,
memes
well, that's
though.
why Sean L, he said inside jokes with yourself are the real meme. Or no, I think not what he actually said, but I think inside jokes with like your personal friend group are the real memes.
Or with a small internet community.
Yeah, but that's
Like,
not a
yeah, like
meme.
Daniel with Daniel.
That's not a meme though. That's just an inside joke. A meme is something which
no.
is necessarily outside.
Well, not
Well, it
necessarily. It's
is-
just a repeated thing that like comes up again and again in the.
It's not an inside joke, but it like it's the same kind of.
It's like the
you and
Wiley.
people- only you and the people in that community have that same.
I
connection to
guess.
that.
It's like the
Yeah,
Wiley and the
like-
cuck philosophy thing.
Yeah, I guess. But so
Well, this
mm,
Slavoj Zizek and Jordan Peterson,
Slavoy.
googling
Slavoyek.
whatever Slavoj.
Slava. Just
But
call him
like that meme I
Slavoj.
was
at
saying
that point.
earlier in the Daniel with Daniel chat, it like that meme was good because it's not popular, and it never will be popular because the subjects that the meme includes are inherently only known by a small group of people.
Yeah.
To
Also-
understand it, you have to be part of a certain in group, and
Of
that's why
course,
it's
of course.
Yeah,
And-
that's what I. That's
and
what I
what-
mean. It's like
And what
Sorry.
ruins it is that what happens is people who do not understand the joke like will pretend to like it, or they'll like it, but they because they were not in that community when it first originated, they won't understand the joke in the same way those people did. Meaning like
it's like the dumb tube thing in Schlatt server.
Right.
so it loses something. Like people will laugh at it who ultimately they don't get it at all. Like they don't get the joke, but they'll laugh at it. And like at that point, I think that's when it dies. Basically,
I have
It loses.
a good chart for you guys.
But I think that's one of the things that can like let a meme rise to something entirely new. Like when you think of, I mean, the way the Doge meme exists now, it has been taken on by people who really didn't understand and appreciate the comedy of what it initially was, and so they have like just completely jeered at that initial comedic framework, and it turned it into something entirely new, and so
And-
it has this entire new framework as a result, which is arguably more popular than the initial framework ever was.
more popular, but is it better? That's the thing.
I think
And
so.
The people who originally like are those making those original Doge memes, like they don't like that stuff.
Yeah, it's 'cause
Yeah,
the
well,
original
they
Doge
don't- they
memes
don't-
suck.
They
Yeah,
don't like the wholesome like Doge memes. Like when they have the Doge memes that are like, "Oh, Big Brother, are you playing Minecraft?" and stuff. Like they hate that stuff.
It's so
And
funny.
what they do is they edit it. What they do is they edit it to have like another random Doge come in and eat all of the characters in that.
Oh yeah, I know what
and,
you're
like,
talking
just
about.
violently murder them. And it's like, yeah, and that's their way of getting back at it. So it like keeps going through
Yeah, all the way back
Different
in
or
all the way back in December of 2015, the Philosopher's Meme actually posted an article about the
God damn it.
ironic normie, as they call him. And it's exactly that character you're talking about. Someone who is a normie, but they become kind of not really ingrained, but they kind of um, parasitically infest their way into a subculture that isn't theirs. And even though they may not even fully understand the meme, they still share it because other people think it's funny.
exactly, that's exactly what it is. That's what's
Right.
happening right now. A lot of people accuse a panda of being that.
hmm
Because he'll take
Yeah.
stuff from iFunny and post it onto Twitter, and then it becomes insanely popular. And then
Weird.
the people who made it on iFunny get upset because now this meme that they originally made, like just for their fans and for their community, is now like everywhere, and they see people just like.
Sounds a
And they
lot
don't like
like cultural appropriation to me.
If you can, flash that diagram on the screen for a few seconds, and
Hold on.
I think it's a good interpretation really of the whole um, relationship between normies and people like us, ironics, whatever.
So meme is forgotten, discovery of meme, interaction, enjoyment, appreciation, versus enjoyment, disdain, search for new discovery. Interesting.
So what we do is we enjoy the meme, right? And then normies get a hold of it. We have disdain for the meme and then search for new memes. Um, and I'm not gatekeeping or anything, but we're kind of at the forefront
It's
of
kind of gatekeeping.
memetics. Yeah, it is. It is.
That's gatekeeping.
And these ironic normies are kind of, they're not bottom feeders, but they're like the secondhand consumers of the memes.
But I
Reminds me
mean,
of the
what?
what's popping meme in Schlatt's thing that we always make fun of. We're like, we always fucking do it ironically because we all fucking have such a disdain for it now.
I don't even do it ironically. I hate doing it ironically. I just don't even like the ironic part of it.
I
anymore.
think
That's
I
not
think
even funny to me.
I think r/okbuddyretard is a perfect
I
example
love it.
of a community that just went down the shitter so quickly because people got a hold of it.
I mean, it's still
Um,
good though. Same with Arab Funny. Arab Funny is better, I think.
Comedy Heaven is great. I like Comedy Heaven.
I haven't been on Comedy Heaven before.
Comedy Heaven is like OK Buddy Retard OG, where it's like memes that are so just absolutely ass that they just kind of loop back around and overflow to being fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I was gonna bring up this
Yep.
point actually. Like, now that we're seeing like the supremacy of this type of meme, which like is just referring back to old memes, like has meme culture stagnated?
It's
I don't
stagnant
think,
right now, but it will pick up again. It's done this before.
Has it?
Well, yeah, like the
I-
cheeseburger era was like a stagnation of meme culture for like 2 or 3 years.
That's
I don't
true.
think I don't think
That's true.
the audience likes our meme.
I don't
in
care what
depth.
the audience likes.
Fuck the audience.
Go.
Fuck you guys.
Well, I mean, what does the audience even want to see? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't
guys,
know.
ask us
Here's the
controversial
thing,
questions
here's the
again.
thing,
That was fun.
here's the thing.
I,
Yeah.
I,
Well, yeah,
I don't know
why
how to
we take
title
why don't
these
we take
because
a
like
cues from the audience?
right.
Thing is with like when talking about memes, it quickly like you have to be really careful because eventually like you'll just start talking about here's the thing, like I fundamentally disagree with the idea of putting more thought into discussion of something than was originally put into that something. Like on about Doge memes, but if you think about it,
saw that
how
earlier.
much thought was gone into Lace Spider has arrived? Like that's not no, the person who made that was not thinking about it as much as the people who are trying to critically analyze it and find out why it's funny. And I disagree with that. I don't think that's like I think that's a waste of time. I
Ooh,
think that
This is a good
misses the
tie-in.
point.
Adler asks, how do you guys feel about meme YouTubers like Grande and Dolan Dark? I think a panda ties into this too because like
I
he
hate them.
created the Lay Spider meme, didn't he? Or like he popularized it.
No, he didn't. No, he did.
He popularized it. Though.
He didn't. He popularized a lot of stuff.
See,
He
like
popularizes stuff that he. I mean, oh man, I don't want to say stuff because I know people here know a panda, but I really have a negative opinion of the guy. Like, I don't know.
I
Right.
don't like the HP meme.
No, those are
The
great.
HP one is, the HP one is like a perfect fucking example of
The
like the
bruh
comedy
alert.
heaven.
I think the bruh alert.
Oh my
national
god, those
alert
are
system.
so good.
I actually sent that to my friend. Yeah, that was pretty good. Bruh. Bruh.
Bruh.
The thing is, here's
Wait,
the thing.
I want to play it on screen actually. I'm gonna download this and
like
play it.
like Bombshell 1984 said, once you start explaining jokes, it's like a mess. It's a mess to explain jokes. You can't really do it. Because like I said, either like you end up talking about why you like the joke when you fundamentally can't explain why you laugh at something. And the other problem is like the joke, then you'll just start reducing it. And that's the thing. All jokes, all comedy dies to like just reductionism. You can reduce anything to sounding stupid, and
Of
as
course.
a result, like pretending
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you're too smart to get it or something like that.
I think the issue that people have with explaining jokes is like you're not really explaining it. You're explaining what you think about it. And that's a very crucial difference. Like you're not trying to intellectualize it and make it into this big complex thing. It's just like these are my thoughts on it, and that's it. You know?
Then who cares what you think about it? Like that's the thing.
Because other
think
people
the
do
best-
think
I
things
had-
about it.
The thing is, I think the best news are the ones that really can't be explained with words.
Exactly.
Ones that inspire such a complex, interaction and emotion that you can't really physically, put it into a narrative.
What meme even does that?
The HP
Zebby,
Photo
Zebby, Zebby.
Smart _1 video.
Yeah, like you can't explain that. You can't explain the
Why a
Doge
printer noise is
Yeah,
funny.
you literally can't explain the HP Photosmart meme, and that's why I think it's a good one.
Here, wait.
Like
I'm gonna
the,
play it quick on stream.
The one I like the microwaves be like, and it's just like microwaves be like. Mm.
But
Yeah.
see, you can explain it because it's referential to another meme subculture, specifically like Vine and Instagram culture, where they're like the guy is always like, people be like, hoes be like.
Here's the thing, Shay.
Niggas
Here's the
be
thing,
like-
Shay.
Yeah, you can say that. I
Ooh,
can't.
ooh,
Shay. The people who make that, they're not thinking that. They're not thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to totally subvert the Instagram culture of like doing this specific trope. They're not thinking that. They're just putting random sounds and noises and images together, and it happens to be funny.
I think on a subconscious level they are thinking that. I think they
Nah,
have. Yes, no.
Well, I mean, hey. If
Nah, I don't think so.
But that's
it's
why
like-
it's funny.
I mean, yeah, they are
Oh,
throwing.
it's-
They are throwing.
Maybe for you,
whatever they
but
can.
But it's like no, that literally is like that's why that like using impact is funny because like people used impact before. I mean, that's the only reason that we're still seeing that font in memes. And I think you can't get around that.
This one's so fucking funny.
that's not.
I don't know why this fucking gets my goat every time. I
That
don't know
makes
why.
it funny though. Like that's the thing, is you can't explain that.
I mean, I think you can, but it's a subconscious explanation. It's, of course, people aren't really thinking, "Oh, impact! I saw that in the Doge meme." No, of course not.
The thing is, you can't build a meme like that. You can't think, okay, so what kind of culture am I gonna subvert? What kind of like thing am I gonna make fun of?
That's
You
how I
can't,
make
like-
memes, though. Like,
I mean,
But
yeah, it's
here's
a
the
it's a
thing,
craft.
it's
It's a
like-
craft.
That's not necessarily. But the thing is, aren't made that way
I think they can be though.
because you. No, they can't because you can't ones that like ignore all like other outside sources almost, and as a result they'll create something completely new and different, and you can't create something completely new and different if you're trying to build off of something, even through satire.
Got Zoinked, thank you very much. Appreciate the donation. Glad you're enjoying the stream.
Donated $10.
Yeah,
Ooh.
big boy. But I mean, I suppose that's true only, in as much as you're saying, like, you're making something intrinsically and
So
entirely new. Like, I don't know, like, when I put out the Bedlands Chugs shit post on my Twitter, it's like, I thought, I'm going to make one of those deep fried memes, which is like a subversion of Instagram comedy, which is tries to make all these extreme jabs and whatnot. So like that's what I thought was funny, and as I watched the the video on YouTube, I thought that's what this video is made for, and that's like what
No
came
one
into my
else
head.
does that.
But I
You
don't.
might do that, but no one else does that.
I
Like,
think
that's the
some
thing.
people do.
I don't think so. I don't think you can.
Post-structuralism,
I don't
you
think
like.
you can consistently put out a whole lot of content when you're thinking and putting that much energy into each and every single one you're making.
I guess. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
You're going to have more success just putting out random stuff than you are thinking about how you're going to subvert something
I mean,
on each and every single thing you make.
I've put out random stuff. People do not like it.
It's because you just got to get better at putting out random stuff.
Shit.
No, I mean
guess.
you just throw whatever you can at the wall and see what sticks. And the thing is, like
Well,
Reddit,
almost
Reddit and other
honestly,
social
that's
media websites. they
Eventually,
kind of-
you get better at throwing stuff at the wall. Like,
That's true. I guess a panda definitely has gotten better at it, like for his audience at least, as time has gone on.
Yeah.
You know what I think would be good? This is really off topic, but I don't know about this stream. Maybe the next stream, if like we got into like one of those, you know how there's like group video viewing rooms you can get in. If we did something
Yeah.
like that, I think
Like
that
a
would.
rabbit.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, like a rabbit, and then just reviewed the videos. Because I think that would make for something the audience could engage with a bit more. It's
Well,
kind of
yeah,
hard
But is DMCA gonna like that or DCMA, whatever?
if it's Reddit stuff and like 4chan
If it's a
WebM
live stream, it
stuff.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, because like they're not gonna take it down. I mean, they'll take down the re-upload, but like at that point, it doesn't really matter that much
Okay.
in the future. But yeah, in any case,
Does the chat have anything for us to talk about?
meme dialectics. What do you think that's about?
I don't. That
That sounds
Why
really
don't we talk
interesting,
about- Why
actually.
don't we talk about Cook philosophy?
Shut the fuck
I
up,
can't believe
Wade.
it's been like 2 years since like you initially really got into him. I can't believe you're still like on that.
Yeah, no, I still watch the videos all the time.
I mean,
It's-
so do I, but like I'm still not like blowing him about it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like his videos are good. I mean,
Well, I don't really like, gas him up all that often. I mention him like I don't watch his videos all that often anymore. I just kind of mention him in passing in the group chats because that's what's LOL like Steve funny.
yeah,
So-
I don't know. I don't think I've ever watched a single one of his videos all the way through. I might have like
really?
I don't know.
I think you'd like
I
him.
don't know.
I don't know. He's the only guy like consistently putting out postmodern content on YouTube, I think. Cuz like all the other guys on BreadTube like ContraPoints or even H Bomber guy or also like PhilosophyTube, they're still caught up in like classic leftism, like Kropotkin and
Mhm.
Marx. Like nobody is putting out stuff about like Richard Rorty and who's another one who's a big like Deleuze and those types of people.
Yeah, no, I feel like a lot of like the left is really affixed with the thing is I feel like the left is just as concerned with like owning the conservatives as conservatives are with owning the libs.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I feel like as informational, like a lot of BreadTube YouTubers like ContraPoints and Sean are, they're just more like a ha got you rather than like everyone learn about leftism.
Right. Because it's so hard to explain leftism like that. Like I was trying to explain something on my second channel, which if you guys don't follow it, please do. Like I made a video about
don't.
do it. What?
No, I just don't. I'm not interested.
Maybe you should.
No.
Damn.
Got him.
I'm posting leftist content, Wiley. You'd like it.
Okay.
But so I
Maybe
made
I'll
a
check
video
your
about
videos out.
like volunteering and how it's a fallacy to say that if you're calling for systemic change, then you should also be volunteering, and volunteering is enough to solve all our problems. And then somebody commented like, "Oh, I saw one issue one time." Like this is making fun of me in the video, and then I cite a statistic about India saying that the world is screwed up. It's like, well, I cited my experience as an example because I did volunteer, and also that like there is like demonstrable suffering in this world that people cannot change through volunteering. But all that is to say, it's very easy to get caught up in like trying to poke holes in everything everybody says. That it's like nobody can ever just present theory because they really like it.
Well,
It's like
it's all like I don't know.
it's like a giant dick measuring contest.
Well, yeah, I
What
don't
I
know what's
also
the.
think about, like, whenever you bring up like the environment or something, people are like, well, you still drive a gas-powered car, don't you? And it's like, well, yeah, but that's not what's causing, ice caps to melt.
Well,
So,
I think 90% of like argumentation on the internet is just destructive argumentation.
Oh yeah,
So like
absolutely.
instead, and I think a fair amount of destructive argumentation should be conducted to poke holes, in potential proposals, but there aren't really that many people out there that are proposing a lot of ideas, and are adding to our list of solutions for a lot of the problems we have. And back to Andrew Yang, he's one of those people that does it. He has over 100 policy proposals on his website.
Yeah.
Check him out, Yang2020.
This podcast brought to you by Andrew Yang 2020.
Yep, this is
Andrew Yang
sponsored. This is officially sponsored by Andrew Yang.
Every
Vote
time we
Yang,
mention
get
his name,
$1,000.
we all get $5.
We'll get $1,000 every time Yang gets mentioned.
Yeah, I don't think
one of his,
Shay would have Mr. Amazing would have to do the YouTube thing anymore
Oh,
if he got $1,000 a month.
No. If I put out a video a month, I'd make about. Actually, I shouldn't say that, but I would make about that much.
A lot of YouTubers like how much they make is behind wraps.
Well, nobody likes to brag about how much they make, because then it's like, oh, you're making that much, huh? Why aren't you doing such
Yeah.
and such? Why are you? How much taxes are you paying, buddy?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
What is that going on your I-9?
Well, and then people get angry if like you make money
The
doing an
Snapchat,
artistic
premium
job
Snapchats.
Oh my
rather than like a.
Bro, when people put out articles like the attack on premium Snapchats, it's misogynistic. It's like no, they're just like not paying taxes. Sorry.
People don't like them because, well, first off, they're annoying, and second off, like
Free market.
they're
don't
just
give a
not
shit.
they're just not paying taxes like everyone else. Like,
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, everyone is a socialist until it's time to pay taxes.
Facts.
And
Facts.
either that argues for me or it argues against me, depending on how you interpret it. But I'm telling you, everyone claims that they're socialist until tax season or until it's time to pay taxes, and they're like, "Oh, these taxes are too high. I don't want to pay for the social services I want to, advocate for." And it's like,
Yeah.
I pay a lot of taxes, and I am glad that I pay that amount of taxes because I know it's going towards, making my life better and making other
Right.
people's lives better.
most of it is going towards something you'll probably agree with, unless you're like just completely anti-government.
government.
Like-
No,
I want dirt roads. I don't want no health care, and I don't want no post office. If I want my letter to get to Aunt Georgine, I'ma send it to her myself with the horse.
If we reduce our military spending, I think it'd be in line. Or I'd like a lot of where a lot of my taxes are going.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's something I largely disagree with. I think I also disagree with how much we give to, like, executive agencies, which are, like, largely unnecessary, but, yeah.
Well, okay, here's a dilemma, right? Given our current political climate, and I'm pretty sure you guys have encountered a lot of people who hold points that are just objectively wrong.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Not naming political parties might start with an R, but like it's there are a lot of people out there. There are a lot of people out there that with no matter any amount of objective logic or reasoning will you ever change their mind. So how do you kind of sway those people? Because
don't.
I think
No, you
if-
do.
if
There's a way.
I was I personally
Personally, I don't think I'm equipped to deal with those people.
What you use is a very subtle conversational tactic, which is like part psychoanalysis. So like you're trying to really just dig into them as a person personally. Like, why are they saying this? Like, what's the core emotion? And then you bring up tangential topics, which like kind of may touch on that thing, and then you'd have to judge their emotions. which are consequent. So if somebody's like really anti-immigrant, you have to bring up something about some other race, and if that really stokes their emotions, then you delve into the race topic, and you just really feel them out until like you really understand where they're coming from, and then you have to try to mold the way they think afterwards.
Well, see, I used to be pretty far right. I don't know if you guys all know that, but I used to
I
be
think
like,
everyone in this chat used to be like an edgy right-wing shitlord.
yeah, I used
Eh.
to be like alt right. Well, not quite alt right, but like like
I
alt
was.
light, like freaking
Yeah, no, same. Yeah.
I was like a
what's-
skeptic for a while.
like what's the Rebel Media?
Oh, I know who you're
I think
talking about.
everyone, I think
Yeah,
everyone
because-
in here was
Right,
like,
and I
was like
see.
that
I
one
was
thing.
actually turned on to leftist ideas through cuck philosophy, and I don't want to talk about them, but it's it wasn't through like a hit piece or like ha gotcha moment. I had to find the video on my own, and I had to realize that there are a lot of talking points that are a lot more sophisticated than the straw man I've been presented. My entire political career.
Right.
yeah.
And I think
remember-
I think the way we really convert a lot of people to, like, better ideas, is not through like hit pieces, not through poking holes in
No,
right ideas. It's through just creating a learning experience for
Well,
everyone. and
absolutely.
then
I did
sharing that
this. I
knowledge.
did this to Big Joe.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Because like
what I was
without
gonna
going into like a huge amount of detail, like
say.
Big
Can we
You
Joe
do it to
was
Marshall Crab?
pretty far right, and then
Would-
Pretzel. After talking to Pretzel a few times, like I started
woke pill
going
to Big
a
Joe.
little bit more left, like because I used to like actually be like what is it, like anarcho-capitalist kind of, like
Ew.
I was very close to like being almost entirely like abolish all government in forms of like economics, like don't govern anything, allow child labor type
Oh,
stuff.
I
Like,
think the yeah, I think everyone transitions from the right to like hardline libertarianism, like anarcho-capitalism, and then it's leftism after that.
No, I never had that like middle libertarianism type stuff.
Really.
No, I was like borderline like Democrat for a while, and then I found like The Amazing Atheist and like Chris Ray Gun, and I was like, yeah, fuck feminism. And then I was like, for after that, because this was like around the last political cycle when I really started liking Bernie, and then I just, like you said, it was like an entryway into further.
You guys heard
leftist
about
thinking.
the anti-SJW to alt-right pipeline, right?
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, everybody knows about that.
Oh man, it's just that really opened my eyes to how I kind of got converted into
Yeah, it's a pretty like easy thing to fall into.
Oh yeah. I mean,
because YouTube as an algorithm, it just fucking spoons feeds you content.
yeah,
And
Yeah,
it's
it just
just,
funnels
it
you
wants
down.
to farm views from you. Like it doesn't ever want to show you something that you're gonna click on and dislike. It only wants to show you content that you're gonna like and watch all the way through.
this
And so
is
that just happens to be
why we should all be
far-right- far-right.
accelerationists.
brainworm.
seems to be like a big
Acceleration.
thing with like our generation though, but like if you read like the opinion section in the newspaper, you will see it, like it is hard to read through that stuff.
Oh yeah,
They
people will bring up
argue, like
nonsense.
they'll just yeah, exactly. Like there was this guy in the newspaper recently who's talking about how if he ruled the world, he would force MLB pitchers to pitch all 9 innings, and he would not allow relief pitchers because apparently that's not how they did it back in the day. Why? Like what how does that I just, and like he would force Trump to serve a second term. Like he would just take hold of the election and just make it so that Trump is in a second term. And it's like
Yeah.
how do you, like, I just can't even put myself in that kind of a perspective.
I mean, part of it is
It's like,
so
how
many
do you-
people fall into this trap of thinking that only their way of thinking is right, that they have found the right answer and that's the end, and that anybody who says otherwise is wrong and they need to be defeated and their holes poked in, and anybody who's on their side is right, and they need to be in the government, and they're going to support all those videos and all those news streams and just me. And it's like, that's just false, and that's how people fall into that, is because they're just not critical enough of themselves and what they're thinking.
Well, let's also talk about the effect that the layout and the use of a certain social media platform has on opinions, because as we know, Twitter is a dumpster fire for political
Oh,
opinions,
especially for
Where-
leftist
yeah.
opinions, quote unquote
Whereas-
Oh my God.
leftist.
Holy
whereas
shit,
YouTube
tankies,
can
bro.
facilitate some discussions that are a little bit more well thought out.
Yeah,
And
Twitter's
what do you think
trash.
that is?
Shay, can I ban somebody?
What are they
Just 'cause
saying?
I don't like him.
What are they
They
saying?
just said that like Trump did a pretty good job so far.
No,
I just don't want to ban him for
No.
that. I don't know. I mean,
No.
it's just like such a retarded viewpoint that I
no,
just kinda
stop.
wanna
We are not
Okay, sorry.
anti-free speech.
Ooh,
Fine.
Tanky.
ban.
This is declaring a bruh moment right now.
This is a bruh moment.
The Central Committee has declared a bra moment.
Yeah. Sniffles.
Yeah, no, we don't. We're not about that. On
The
Mr.
bra,
Amazing.
bra moment has been declared.
You
Bruh.
tested your bruh alarm today?
Yeah. But Twitter, I think, is especially trash because not only do you have people like going after each other, but you have these entire echo chambers, and it's like if you go on any account that you follow, and you'll get recommended other accounts that they follow, and that Twitter will think based on similar people to you, you also should follow, and so you'll just fall into this massive conversational tank. I hate to use echo chamber again, but that's really what it is.
Uh-huh.
Of just people that are like, they all are following the same people. They're all looking at the same
Oh.
memes. They're all having
see,
the same conversation.
My main theory, right, is that on Twitter you're only granted a certain number of characters, and I think since you're restricted to that low amount of characters, you're not able to fully flesh out your point, and you're not able to make your point, clearly and concisely. And I think that's why a lot of people are able to jump onto ideas that are wrong, because the person who's making the claim isn't able to fully,
Well,
get their point
there's-
across.
Yeah, sure.
like I don't know.
I don't know. You also have the
I
issue
feel,
with.
I feel like if you gave people more characters, that would not solve the problem.
No. I think the problem is just, like I said before, people are just too opinionated and they're not willing to listen to the case that the other side is making. And of course, having a short character limit doesn't exactly help you make a case. But then when the other side is also like, I want closed borders because, or some crap Paul Joseph Watson is going to say about Clown World or something, it's like, you're not
Percolate my bewilderment.
you're not making it easier for people to understand you, and then people on the left don't do that either. Right-wing extremism, punch Nazis. It's like, how do you ever expect for there to be a consensus when you people are just both trying to dunk on each other persistently? It's like, this is like middle school drama. It's like, you suck. Shut up.
A lot on
Uh-huh.
Twitter is like another thing is like a lot of people jumping on to political like they jump onto
Bandwagon.
political trends. Like it's popular to hate cops, right? Like it's popular to say ACAB, like but the thing is like so you see a lot of comedians and stuff doing this, and it's like
Wiley,
it's just
stop.
weird to see it because it's just
Who?
Wiley, don't
it's
type stuff like that in the chat.
Oh, no. He's my friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, but
um
but that's
but yeah you
Yeah.
just-
I mean that
I
ties
see-
back
I
into.
see-
Sorry, I'll let you go.
I saw one of the funny accounts recently posting, actually, it's cool that a police car is being destroyed in a riot. And it's like, but why? Like,
Yes,
I didn't-
exactly.
you wouldn't have said this. You would not have said this 1 year ago. Like, I know for sure you would not have said that 1 year ago. You would have stayed out of this. But now, because hating police officers is cool, and it's a cool thing to write about, then of course you're going to do it. Because
Right.
you're a popular Twitter account. Like,
It's the same with like people that talk about like you can look up tweets that will get thousands of retweets and likes where people will be like, white people should die. Like, how could you complain about anything when you have this kind of privilege? It's like, where is that coming from? Like, what is the justification for that kind of thing? And then pro-abortion people will also get in their own echo chamber, and then they'll be like, oh, but it's a life, and it's like, this has hands. Oh, and that reminds me, there was another anti-abortion echo chamber that I saw where people were just persistently trying to just be like, yeah, but it doesn't have any hands. Oh, this looks like my toothbrush. I can throw that at a wall. It's like, is that funny?
Throwing a-
Is that funny to you? Really,
Oh,
really,
no.
that is funny. That is funny to you.
That's kind of funny.
No, it's really not, because like this is an issue that people have emotional ties to, and it's like you are making fun of the way they feel. It's like you're a sick, twisted individual if you think that's a good thing for somebody to be doing. It's like,
Oh, I don't. I just think it's funny.
yeah,
I would
Yeah,
never
kinda-
do it.
kinda
no, I'm
like
saying
how
no,
it's
I'm saying the
anti-
person that does it is sick and twisted.
Oh yeah. I would never say that, but the image of throwing a fetus against the wall is kind of funny.
No, I think that's sick and twisted. That's a human. That's a
in
human
a
life.
very fucked up way.
Yeah, no,
But
I gotta disagree.
it's like seeing like ISIS. I don't know, man. Like you see, that is funny to some people. Like 9/11 videos. Like 9/11 wasn't funny, but people make 9/11 videos and everyone laughed at them. So I don't know.
See, but like 9/11 is one of those like once and done type of things. It's like that's over. Abortion is still like that's a piece of the human condition people are still going through at this moment, and
So
that's where I draw the distinction.
yeah, no, Pretzel. Yeah, when talking to you, you said we have to realize that abortion is murder and be okay with it as a society.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate further on that? Because it seems
It's morally
Like, it
ambiguous.
makes sense.
It's a morally ambiguous position, but it's sort of like, to me, at a moral level, it is more immoral, or it is more moral to kill a potential human life if that human life is just going to be spent in abject misery and then complete non-production after they turn 18 and get dumped into the real world.
So should we just kill meats then, or?
Yes.
Yeah, the issue I always have with that is like, what about like people who are handicapped? You know?
Well, that's fine. I'm just saying, like, the human life has. I'm not saying like murder babies. I'm just
Right.
saying like a fetus. It will become a human life. However, it's I wouldn't say it's quite at the same moral level of murdering a living child.
Sure. Yeah, I'd
I
agree.
mean, an unborn child is not the same as a born child. to
Wait,
me.
aren't there in New York? Didn't they just allow for abortions that can happen like right after the child is born?
Probably not.
I swear to God, I saw something like
I-
that.
I
don't-
heard something like that. Yeah.
It's probably one of those things that's like mega sensationalized.
Here's the thing. I don't know if it's like in effect yet, but it's like something that's talked about. I honestly didn't do any research into it other than I heard about it like being a thing. In New York and Illinois, I believe, is
But
something
this
like
guy's
that.
saying that abortion will turn into eugenics.
I mean,
Like,
I mean,
it already kind of
that's
has in some
true.
countries. I
Yeah.
mean, they've eliminated, I think, Down syndrome in
In
one of the
Iceland.
Nordic, or Iceland. That's what it is.
They were
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about
First
mandatory
make the
abortions for
first make the
Down
claim,
syndrome.
or first explain why eugenics is bad. I think that's
I think
our starting point.
the issue is state mandated eugenics, because I think nobody can argue that eugenics happens as an aggregate of human tendency. It's like if somebody is going to have a disabled child, most people are going to want to abort that child, but that's a eugenic action. But it's like
Mhm.
that's more complex than just the government saying, a la Hitler, that you can't have homosexual children or you can't have disabled children. Like that is wrong, because that's taking away someone's free right to be able to dictate what they do with their own life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's it.
No, I'm all for liberty. Okay, so going back to politics.
I'm all for
and-
liberty, but
Yeah, but
No, no, no,
yeah, we
no,
can
no,
do a little
but-
bit without it. A little bit of the
I'm,
kulak
I'm
killing.
joking. I'm no, that's not where I'm going. But like with a lot of so I said earlier that a lot of liberals, they make a lot of points that are kind of stupid, and one of the biggest talking points for liberals on abortion is that it's I'm a woman, it's my body, I should be able to make that choice.
Yeah, I
And
don't like that.
I think it's doubly wrong, because not only is the argument not centered around what you're doing with your body, it's centered around whether or not the thing inside of you is a separate body.
Mhm.
But we also have a lot of regulations on what you can do with your body.
Right.
I think I think we should sensibly, as a society, be allowed to regulate what someone can do with their own body.
I see. I think that's
Yeah.
tough. That's tough. And the reason I say that is because like that's a very modern idea that we as a society should be able to regulate what persons can privately do.
Dude, did you see what 80s synth said?
Yeah, genetically alter my son's balls to be huge.
Of course, he has an anime profile picture too. Why would I expect anything less?
That's my favorite. How do I
Hell
pin
yeah,
a
can I-
comment?
Can I get a hell yeah, brother in chat? Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
God damn it.
No one is allowed to
Everyone
follow my
type
Twitter.
hell yeah in chat.
I don't want people following my Twitter. I already get enough fucking DMs.
Yo,
Need that shit.
wait, I do want people to follow my Twitter. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up my Twitter quick in this little interlude.
Link it.
I'm just gonna pull it up.
If you guys feel the need, follow my LinkedIn profile.
Yo, follow my
Connect with me
Reddit.
on LinkedIn. Connect with me on LinkedIn. Our Mr. Amazing.
Hey, how much Reddit karma do you guys have?
Guys,
2000.
follow my hey guys, sub to me on my iFunny account, please.
I have 10.3 or yeah 10.3 thousand.
Follow my Tumblr blog,
I have
Matt Jennings
22,000,
55.
Riley, fucking noob.
You have 22,000.
Yeah.
If any of you know the iFunny mods, I'm trying to get featured soon, so
I know how to karma farm so hard on Reddit. Like,
Honestly,
it's absurd.
/r/4chan is how you do it. That's how I got all mine. If you just like
It-
browse 4chan for like really funny threads, put them in Photoshop, and like put them on /r/4chan, people eat it up.
I don't have time to farm on Reddit because I hate Reddit and it wouldn't be worth it.
What?
So
Reddit has everything you could ever want.
Well, yeah, it's like and the thing is
No,
you get to
it
choose which like
doesn't.
subcultures you like incorporate yourself into.
Exactly.
So you
I
get to
already
you get to
found
be in like the
myself
most
on Reddit.
insider groups ever.
All of my
I
shit
don't
came
need
from our
Reddit for
neoliberal.
that.
All of my karma came from our neoliberal.
No,
Find
Twitter's
me-
a good place. Twitter's a good place to get memes. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean the
definitely.
daily thread. I've been shit posting in the daily thread the whole time I've been on stream. Shout out our neoliberal.
Wow,
Neoliberal.
shameless plug.
Shameless plug our neoliberal. Follow them on Twitter. They retweet my content.
Neoliberalism is trash. Change my mind.
Actually anti-Reddit gang. Actually unironically anti-Reddit gang.
Shay, why do you hate the global poor?
Hashtag Yang Gang comes in.
I hate the
Actually.
asymptotic reduction of wealth that will inevitably happen unless we socialize the means of food production.
Yeah, but how do you expect to distribute the food production when the logistics are so ass?
We're gonna have to do it eventually.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's kind of like an inevitability of the human
Throw
condition.
boxes of spam into the ocean and hope it gets to the right place. I think.
You know, we could just solve global warming by putting ice in the ocean. I don't know why nobody thought of that.
Mm-hmm. You know, there was a congressman, I believe, or maybe it was someone of at a lower government level, but they said when you melt the like polar ice caps, the sea level shouldn't rise because when ice melts in your cup, it doesn't raise the level of the water.
The idea is that ice is less dense than water, so therefore it can't like
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of true. A little bit.
how
Not really.
when the ice is in the air and not in the water, it's like
Yeah.
no. And when the ice is like in the north and not at the edge of your not on the coast, like ice line the coast, then yeah, that might be a thing, but
Yeah,
ice
if you're on the
doesn't line
coast and the water
Oh.
level rises, just sell your house.
Sell their houses to
who,
Ben?
I love that. That was
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that was
That was hilarious. That
Pretty-
was the
pretty good
funniest
dunk.
thing I ever heard from H Bomber guy. That was
yeah. Because I mean, like he's right.
That's
Like,
what-
who
that's
are you
what-
gonna sell them to?
He has bad takes though. Like I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
H-Bomb has some bad takes.
Yeah.
everyone has
Bad Mouse
bad
Productions.
takes.
Yeah.
Everyone has bad.
Bad
takes.
Mouse,
Whenever-
he's H-Bomb's getting poisoned by Bad Mouse. Like they're both becoming tankies, and it's worrying me. Like the DDR wasn't good, guys.
Bad
Stop
Mouse.
fucking retweeting that.
What is the DDR?
The Deutsche
Demokratische
Republik.
Oh.
And they keep
Oh.
talking about how like West Germany was actually fascist. It's like shut the fuck up, you goddamn tankies. Like Jesus
Yeah,
fucking.
that is a
Christ.
really hot take.
I think what we need is love and Marxist thinking.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Someone said 22K from a repost. Look, I know reposting is terrible, but on Imager, oh my
Holy
gosh, dude,
shit.
I rake in
Yes.
so much points with reposts. It's absurd.
You
I
just
repost the
repost
same, I repost the same thing every year, every single year, and
seriously
it's just, yep,
on
yep, and I
Imgur
get,
or on Reddit.
Is it a yearly
not
meme or
Imager.
something, or what is it?
Wait, so you get Imager like
It's this stupid
upvotes
video
and
of
shit?
this. No, it's a stupid video of this guy who's like a McDonald's worker, and like he says he's gonna do like a magic trick for this guy, and he puts like a towel over an open bottle of water on the table, and he tells this guy to lean over it, and he takes like the uh rag off or whatever, and then squeezes the bottle so the water goes up in his face. And I repost that like every year, and I raked at least 15,000 points off of that just
Absurd.
reposting it every year. Like it's absurd.
Websites.
Yeah, and the thing is, I
What are
don't even
you
really
gonna
care
do?
about the Imager points because that's just useless. But I do it just because I can.
There's like a whole group of people who honestly they communicate, it seems, in nothing but like just humor, just like pure like
People who are
it's
just like
weird.
permanently sarcastic.
Oh, not permanently sarcastic, but like permanently like never serious, like completely ironic all the time. Like
That really
it's
gets on my
weird.
nerves really quickly, though.
Love it. I love it. It's so cool. It's like
No, no.
it is. It's
Eh.
like it's weird. Like because they never like there's this one guy who can't explain it.
The thing is,
It's
there are things you need to be
you
serious
you
about.
have to experience it for yourself.
There are things you need to be serious about.
Not when you're just talking with your friends. Like, jeez.
I made a
I
joke about
mean,
murdering neats like 20
Thank you,
seconds ago.
Gaming Wiss. Very much appreciated.
Thank you, Gaming Piss, for the $1.
Yo, stop,
Yeah, $1. Come on, dude.
bro.
Fork it over.
It's
Fork
more
it
money
over.
than the other 90 viewers you're getting me right now,
That's true.
Bro,
That's true.
I need you to add another 0 to that number, okay?
bruh. Bruh, can we make that a 2-0 number? Make that
Yeah.
a
Ending
cool.
the stream until we get $100.
I have a stream goal of $3,000 unless I get
Yeah,
it in the
we're-
next
We're
5
gonna
minutes.
be here all night.
Yeah.
Isn't this the guy who used to post cringe videos, or am I confusing him? Yes, this is the Mr. Amazing of cringe
Oh my
compilation
gosh,
fame.
all those people on YouTube, they're like, okay guys, let's try to hit 2 billion likes on this video.
If you still know me from my cringe compilations,
Should I ban him? Should I
either
get him out?
either watch my new videos, and if you don't like them,
Come
unsubscribe.
back here and tell us.
Yeah.
And then I'll ban you.
And if you really don't like them, I would gladly appreciate if you unsubscribe. I'm really sick of hearing about it.
You know, why
Bro,
don't
I
we
loved
do
your
this
X
again,
video. I loved it. It was so good.
Yo, thank you.
Okay,
Melodica
wow.
dude, appreciate it.
Melodica dude, wow.
$10, thank you.
What a fucking
Dude,
guy.
I'd love
that,
it.
that guy
$10.
pulled through. He pulled through.
Yeah, damn, that was awesome.
Big ones.
That was
Um,
beautiful.
Why don't we do-
Absolutely
Why
huge.
don't we do like a fundraiser event for Yang's campaign?
Let's do it for Mr. Amazing.
What do you?
Oh,
What
Gaming
campaign
Wiz,
are you
thank you.
running?
I'm doing the Fund Mr. Amazing a new laptop campaign.
Oh,
Thank you, Gaming Wiz. He's up to $2, boys. Thank you.
yeah, he doubled it. I'll give him rep
Doubled
for
it.
that.
200%, boys. I'm a broke boy. Oh, it's all right, buddy.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Whatever you can. I haven't donated a cent.
I still donate $1 a month. You're more than me,
Yeah.
buddy.
No, I think I donated $1 on like a prepaid card once to Mr. Amazing's Patreon, and that's all I got
Damn.
in the Patreon.
Prepaid.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because then you couldn't continually charge the account. It's all
You
empty.
snake,
What a fucking scam,
Yeah.
bro.
bruh. There's
But,
gotta
yeah, I
be
think
a
I did that just so I could get in the video.
damn. Well, shit.
I played you. I played you.
Did you even give me a quote to put at the back of the video? Whoa. Patrick
Okay.
Vahey.
Okay.
Thank you
So
very
all we
much.
have
This
to
is
do-
I gotta. Damn, this is
Was it,
like the most I've
70
ever gotten
what
on
was it, like
stream.
17?
all we
15
have
US
to do is
dollars, yeah.
beg,
That's lit,
guys.
dude. Thank you
All we
so
have
much.
to do is beg. We're really going for the Jay Schlatt approach, guys. Cock and balls. No, let the money pour fucking in.
Yeah, funny Mike. No,
I
I
gotta-
shouldn't say that because I like Schlatt.
So we're gonna do our own gimmick. It's called pretzel chewing gum into the microphone ASMR.
No,
No,
stop.
stop.
They'll,
Okay,
they'll
yep.
take back their
You're muted.
donations.
What about ear rape?
Um, wh-
What do you guys? Yeah, what do you guys think about CBT?
Cock and ball torture. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go to bed. So
I've used it. It's not all it's hyped up to be.
cock and ball
What?
torture. All right. Well, on that note, goodbye, everybody. I'm actually going to bed. So
Yeah, yeah. Good night. Good
No,
night.
it's
Good night.
I guess.
I think you mean CBD.
yeah, CBD.
CBT is cock and ball torture. That's
No.
that's,
Nah, I think you mean
yeah.
coke and
No, you don't-
benzo.
I don't think you feel much from CBD. It's the THC that gets you high.
Well, shit, it did a lot to my PP. So I mean,
Why did you put CBD on your nether region?
well, I mean my pituitary gland.
Oh,
What?
right.
Yeah.
No, I don't know about the medical effects of CBD. I don't know how that.
It's supposed to help with anxiety, I think.
Yeah,
Is it-
yeah. I think that's
And
kinda-
sexual orientation, everybody.
What?
yeah.
Damn, did Pretzel really leave? That's
No,
a shame.
he just took off. Yeah. I think I've added as much as I can to the conversation as well.
Shoot, no.
What?
And
Damn. Y'all really trying to leave. Let's take
Yeah,
just a
I
few
mean,
more audience
it
questions.
was fun. It was fun being on my first live stream. I was pretty nervous coming into this. Not gonna lie.
Well, I'm glad it has changed you. I'm glad you have gotten through it, and you.
Yeah. No, a message to all the viewers. You too can be
How-
on this live stream if you try hard enough.
I mean, if you
So-
donate on Patreon and you get into the server, like that was the initial
Yeah.
plan, but nobody ever did it.
Yeah.
how do we determine where a meme comes from? Because I see a lot of people saying like some meme came from Twitter or some meme came from Reddit, and
It's tough because I think
it did, because
memes
I
kinda-
see these.
they come all
Like, 'cause
over at
I-
once.
Like the first place I see a meme isn't necessarily the first place someone else sees a meme, and that's typically I think where we associate it coming from.
420 Alpha says thoughts on Sam Hyde. What about him? What about him?
I like Sam Hyde.
Yeah, I think he's funny.
Ooh,
I think
counter
he's-
arguments. I love that channel.
Counter arguments is fire.
really good.
I've
Yeah,
watched
and
a
the thing is,
couple-
I don't know if you saw, but he had a few videos where he just kind of admitted that, his older stuff wasn't that good.
Mhm.
And I was like, wow, it's really rare to see a YouTuber where they corrects themselves, because the only time a YouTuber ever apologizes for anything is if they get called out and there's a bunch of drama that starts.
Oh yeah. At Onision.
Kurtz Zjat or whatever, however you pronounce that. name.
Kurtz
They
Geseit.
also, yeah, they did the
Kurtz
same thing.
gesagt.
Where
Well, they're
they,
practically a company, so I think they kind of have a little bit of an obligation to do that, because I mean, they're a business and they need to keep making money. Not to discount what they do though; they make great content. I'm just saying it's not like one person who's behind Kurtz Geseit. It's like a group of people. It's a team.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, the Kurtz Geseit and coffee break situation. That
Gosh,
was.
that was just not.
Yeah, that's
okay.
what I was kind of referring
Oh
to.
no, God.
That was not good.
Coffee break took a huge L on that one. That was
He,
just,
he went all in, and it
and he was wrong.
ruined it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he owned up to it. So, what more can you expect from him?
Right. I was gonna ask
So,
though.
You see, that's the thing. He might have owned up to it, but I never heard about him owning up to it until now. So
What do
hold
you
on, I
think
gotta
about
go.
the state of video essays on YouTube in 2019?
Losing popularity.
They are, but the
Uh,
question is, what is coming in their place?
I don't know. I don't know what kind of new emerging format is on YouTube nowadays.
The only thing I've really been seeing a lot is the Discord call format where people just react to shit. But it's
yeah, no, that's kind of stupid.
but it's pretty big. It's pretty big.
I mean, video essays they're good. They're a lot of the time they're a little bit too long for some people though.
Yeah. It seems almost like, I don't know. I don't want to say it's stagnating, but like, has the Nerdwriter made any knockout video essays recently? Not really. Captain Christian is pretty much gone. You know, I've seen this really odd trend of like these really hyper specific video essay channels, like Company Man. You ever heard of him?
Heard of him?
Yeah, company man. Yeah.
Like he exclusively makes videos on companies.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it's actually
Like-
pretty interesting. Shout out to
Sauce
company
is
man.
pretty much done too. Like he just makes YouTube Red stuff now, which.
Who?
No, if you go onto the Dong channel, he does a lot of
Oh,
Vsauce.
yeah, but that's not Vsauce though. That's just.
I know. It's like as much as I hate to say it, Vsauce just isn't.
No,
it's not
Vsauce
what
ain't what it used to be at all. Neither is H3H3.
I mean, I've rewatched all videos at least 3 times, and
Of which?
they still have a lot of replay value.
Who? Vsauce or H3?
Vsauce.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Vsauce's videos are like documentaries.
Yeah. Ooh, shout out to Salmonella Academy.
Ooh yeah, Salmonella's fire. What I dislike about his videos though is he gets all his comments or like his subjects right from Reddit. He admitted to it. Like he literally
Yeah.
just goes on which like I forget the subreddit. It's Today I Learned, and he just that's how I don't know.
Ooh, what I like are the like cinematography YouTube
Yes.
channels.
Like Matt
Lessons
Diavella.
from the screen, lessons from the screenplay. Now you see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love those
Mhm.
because
Every
that,
frame
that
of
makes
the
me
page.
see like movies in a completely different way. Because I used to just watch movies and be like, "Ah, that was nice," but like now I can actually look deeper into them. You
Mhm.
know.
I think Every Frame of Painting, especially, their editing and storytelling skills were absolutely second to none.
It was a shame that they had to shut down.
There's a really good one called I think it's called like Ristic Studios or something. Where he makes videos about Magic the Gathering, but like it's about the art of the cards, like because they hire like professional artists to draw the artwork for the trading cards, and like
Mm.
he explains like how the perspective and like the themes and stuff. I thought that was really cool. That made me like interpret art a lot differently than I used to, because I didn't have any appreciation for art before I saw those videos. Like,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Shout out to well, not to detract, but shout out to Frederick Knudsen.
Oh yeah,
Down the rabbit hole.
dude, his videos are incredible.
Yeah.
I
just
aspire
absolutely
to have a
great.
reputation like that. He honestly, if I could ever get him on this type of live stream, that would be amazing.
I would love to talk to him in person.
Yeah,
Or not in person, but like.
yeah,
online.
like directly.
Yeah. No, I never really talked to an internet celebrity.
I've talked to a few. It's what I find is always hard is like building the relationship. Like unless you have something really in common that like I don't know.
Well, it's so weird to have like that kind of like disconnect between like the emotional investment you've put into the videos that you've watched from them.
Right.
It's like you feel like you know them so much better than you actually do, and when you actually meet them, it's like they don't know you because they haven't
Yeah.
consumed your.
Not to interrupt
media.
here, but shout out to Nerds Man. Thank you very much for the $2. We'll get to your subject in a second. But yeah, I don't know. It's like YouTube is kind of a one-way thing. It's like you're staring into the camera, but the audience is all staring at you. So I mean,
Yeah, it's called a parasocial relationship.
yes,
um,
yes.
When you have like relationships like that where it's just one-sided.
Mhm.
And
It's entirely
I
what it is.
wonder what it's like to be a celebrity, to meet so many people that just like think they know you like personally, or feel like they know you personally, and then when you meet them like a total stranger, it's like they know everything about you except you have never met them.
I think it's, as people have DM'd me on Twitter, I've had experiences like that. And, you just have a casual conversation with them, and it's like, I don't know, to me it feels normal, but I guess to them it feels kind of surreal. Like, it was definitely surreal when Pyrocynical messaged me for the first time years ago.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've only like I've had grace or like a passing encounter with some celebrities like like Noah Monk from iCarly, Gibby from iCarly.
He
He
messaged you?
has
Oh, he has a YouTube channel,
No.
doesn't he?
Yeah, and he has a Discord server, and I am
Holy
in
shit.
that, and
That's crazy.
yeah, and it's he's only like casually even acknowledged me as a person, but I'm like, wow, Noah Monk just like talked to me. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what I love about Discord is like you can go to like some person, like not famous, but like, decently famous, like well-known person's Discord and like actually talk to them. I think that's so cool.
Mhm.
I've gone to Maximilian Muss's Discord, a guy
Oh
who
my
has over a
gosh.
million subscribers, and I actually had a very brief conversation with him in which he told me I had no ears and then banned me. But, you know, that's that was
Uh,
still cool. That was like really interesting, I think.
right. I
Why
kind of
don't
want
we?
to change the topic quick so we can address Nerds Man's.
Right, I
Um,
was gonna say like we should switch over to the Blade Runner 2049 because the
yeah.
comment section is they're talking about it.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
I saw it. I also saw the original Blade Runner. I have to say the original was better, but I saw a video analysis comparing the two. Actually, it was from Cuck Philosophy, actually, and
Mhm.
it was saying that it was his what was it cyberpunk video, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
it was referring to the fact that what Blade Runner initially was trying to portray was this, not brimming future, but it was still a future. It was still this kind of like obscure, chaotic, semi-dystopian world where there's like this just convoluted systems interlocking and you have this new technology and everything like that. Whereas Blade Runner 2049 is presenting this like post-futuristic society where like the future's been snuffed out and it's like the past technologies was dead and it's just being revived and it's like there's nothing really new anymore. It's all just like polluted dog shit, which
Mhm.
I think is a pretty good comparison, and that's because Blade Runner 2049 reflects us in like a futuristic society. Like you think about Back to the Future and its portrayal of the future. Well, we certainly don't have that. But we also don't have like what even Blade Runner predicted we'd have. It's like business as usual, but crap. And
Mhm.
and that's what Blade Runner 2049 reflects. And I mean, that's all well and good, but personally, I thought the narrative in 2049 was kind of lacking. I thought the cinematography and score were kind of lacking. The original I thought was better overall.
I never saw the original, but I saw the Blade Runner 2049 movie semi recently. It was probably a few months ago actually, but um I thought it was pretty good. I
It was
thought it was
my it was my favorite movie of 2017, was it?
Oh yeah, it was a good movie. Yeah, absolutely.
I really liked also, what was it? The Into the Spider-Verse or whatever.
I have yet to see that. I really want to.
That's like I feel like it has similar themes. It has like that theme of, like I don't know, it's that Doomer theme, Like Doomers really flock to both of those movies, I think,
Right.
Oh yeah.
because
Here, like Sean L just said,
feature
the disillusioned sequel is a bit of a cliche. Like, yeah, it is, and that's why I thought it was kind of meh. But it wasn't bad. But yeah, like the idea that it's nihilism essentially. Like that's really all it is.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Into the Spider-Verse isn't nihilism, but it features that a little bit, and I think that's where a lot of like for lack of a better term,
Right.
that's where they really appreciate it.
I think Into the Spider Verse really appeals to like Tumblr tier humor, like kind of awkward, geeky, uwu
Oh
type
man,
shit.
I can't. I
No,
don't like
no,
it
no,
too
it's not.
much.
I don't like it for its humor. Like that's probably like dislike about it, but like I don't know the way that each. It's weird to see like Spider-Man growing up in a different universe and how different circumstances can change someone's personality, or how someone's personality can change their circumstances.
That's fair. No, that's more than fair. I mean, I was never a big superhero fan to begin with, so I mean, I can't really relate to that too much.
Well, because the big post in the movie is how like there's the version of Spider-Man that's like perfect and everything, and he gets the girl, and like he's like really successful and like all of that. He's like the ideal Spider-Man.
Hmm.
Spider-Man who's like divorced and like fat and unsuccessful and like the only reason he goes out and like beats up criminals is because it's his day job, basically. Like, see that
Yep.
it,
No,
it's cool to
it's a
see that. I
it's
don't
a
know. That
disillusion
was
sequel.
it's just interesting to see it like that. I don't know.
I think what's really going to be interesting is like where we go after disillusionment, because I mean, clearly this is just another market trend in the marketplace of media and ideas. So
It's
like,
just it's just
where
meta, and
what
then
comes next?
Well, it's like there was a Knowing Better video about this. Like, it was the one about how prophecies that the world's going to end. Like every single generation going to end their generation because it's like this idea that we want to feel special.
Right,
We
but
want
also,
every generation wants to be the last generation because that would make them interesting.
but as a counter argument, you a few weeks ago cited the information about the limits to growth, and I think that really does make a kind of compelling
Exactly. Yeah,
counterpoint.
I was thinking about that. Like I was thinking, maybe that's our generations, like Malthusian.
Right.
thing.
I mean, the fact that we are going to eventually run out of resources, what do we really do about that?
Then again, that's not really a proven thing. That's more
ask
that's
Camus.
just a computer simulation. That's not really like, will that happen? I don't know. I hope it doesn't, but like it might just be another case of people latching on to that one computer simulation because that proves that we'll be the last to be living like this. And that's just what they want because they want to feel special. Maybe. I don't know. For
I mean, I suppose,
when I
but
brought that up.
I don't know, man.
Ooh, here's a good talking point. I know it's completely different, but Soph, formerly Lieutenant Corbus,
Oh,
That the
her
little girl.
yeah.
her alt-right tendencies.
I don't give a shit.
I was thinking about making a video, like response, whatever, essay to her, but I was like, you know what? Why would I even waste my breath trying to attack
It's a,
Lieutenant Corbus?
I
when
think,
it's
yeah.
such a young person on the internet, can you even claim that's free speech?
What do you
Point.
mean?
I mean, it is her free
I don't
speech to do it, I suppose.
But it's like weird because
Well, she
I don't know.
for perspective, she's only a few years younger than me.
Right? She's a few years younger than all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at our age, like a single year means a lot more than if you're like 40 turning 41. Like,
Well, yeah, but she's close to 14
She's not even
but if
14?
right now.
I highly doubt
Yeah.
she's going to believe the things she's saying now by the time she's 18.
She
Oh,
certainly
no,
has
she
very good diction. That's for damn sure. I
mean,
really wonder if
she's
she wrote.
smart, but the thing is, like, she just gets in these logical traps.
That might just be, yeah, exactly.
Like,
That happens
she's
a lot to
repeating
inexperienced.
a lot of talking points that I hear from people like Paul Joseph Watson, and like even the way she described it, like liberals and their da 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 da. It's like that is a phrase you just stole. You didn't come up with that. You heard somebody else say that, and you're parroting it.
People who are inexperienced with like debate and logic and stuff, they're going to fall for stuff like Paul Joseph Watson. Like
Of course.
that's what that is. That's Paul Joseph Watson's target audience is people who don't understand logic or debate.
Sure.
And people who are going to fall for like just blatant
Like the soy boy
logical
thing.
fallacies. Just going to fall for it because it's like,
Guess
it's
who's
there.
back?
This is pathos,
Well, and
essentially.
it's
Back
tough.
again.
It's tough seeing her fall into the same, like, down the same rabbit hole that all of us have been down, just a few years back.
Basically,
Uh, But I think she'll just outgrow it.
Are we talking about
Because-
Soph?
Yeah, Sophie.
like-
Soph.
I figured.
5 years ago, I would probably believe PragerU videos. Honestly, like,
Uh huh.
Yeah, true.
like I look at PragerU videos and I'm like, how do people possibly believe this? But I know I would have believed that before, but I don't know.
I mean, 5 years ago, I was a staunch, commie, so I was pretty much on the opposite side of that.
Fucking communist.
Nah, not
It's-
anymore.
It's because of inexperience, I think, is the
Ooh.
main issue on that.
This
It's
is a-
lack of education.
Good transition point. What do you guys think about Jordan Peterson? I kind of want to start because I have some very big issues with him. I know we always talk about this in every stream, but my biggest issue with him is the fact he's coming from a psychological perspective, and the fact he's trying to universalize and dogmatize ancient, well, not ancient, but 100-year-old Jungian psychological theories, which were meant for therapeutic purposes. It's like taking care of yourself is great, but it's like life doesn't end there. The idea that you need to be perfect before you can start to impact society is fallacious, because while you're still working on yourself, there's going to be other people, taking your place. And it's like, you certainly got to make sure your life is in order, but that can't be your whole life. If that was everybody's life, we wouldn't have a government. We need to do more than just quote unquote clean our rooms. It's like that's not enough, and it's a kind of a crap argument to say that's all we need to do.
Clean your dick, boys.
Like about having an ideal like that. Like if everyone cleaned their room and every single person on the planet the right thing, then you're right. We wouldn't need a government. We wouldn't need anything to tell us what to do if everyone did the right thing all the time.
Right.
And that's not going to happen, though, anytime soon. Like, in the meantime, we're going to need a government. We're going to need people to tell other people what to do. Not to be fascist or anything, but like,
My main issue with him is just his use of like buzzwords.
Right.
The left, or not, sorry, not the left, but the West, cultural Marxism, stuff like that.
And
and a lot of the times he'll just try to use like a large vocabulary to make himself seem smart, even though the ideas he's presenting aren't really. So I think what a smart thing he does actually when like talking to an audience is he gets a really simple concept, and then he uses really verbose vocabulary to like explain it, so the audience thinks that they're a genius for
Right.
understanding this guy, because it'd be much harder if he was actually putting forward a more complex concept with simpler language than the other way around.
Right. Because all he's really saying is, oh, you got to live your own life. It's like, no shit. Thank you, Mr. Brilliant Genius, who's been telling me the same thing.
It has the dual purpose of making him seem smart, and then making the viewer feel smart for being able to understand what he's saying.
Right. And what I really hate is when he says something like, well, if you just pin your problems on everybody else, you don't learn anything. It doesn't help you grow. Well, it's like,
Why are you Scottish in this accent?
I don't know. That's the best I could do. But it's
That's
like
a Canadian accent, yeah.
Cock and balls.
it's like
knowing
there's more to life than just the human person. There is relational dynamics. There's dynamics between the government and material relationships between the way we interact with objects and how we produce objects. And like these things help explain why we act the way they do. It's not just enough to say that a person needs to take care of himself. Like that is such a reductive view of the human condition. It is absurd.
Knowing Better had an interesting answer to this question, because he got this question too, because it's a popular question. But he said that what he doesn't like about Jordan Peterson is that he tells young men what they want to hear.
Yep.
I was gonna say something. Oh yeah.
And what's really
You know what-
what's interesting is that if you read, if you listen to some of,
just cut me off.
sorry, wait, I want to explain this because I want to respond directly to Joe's point. I'll let you go then. But if you watch some of Peterson's older lectures on what a man-child is, and if you read some of Jung's literature on what a man-child is, Jordan knows he's appealing exactly to that person. He's appealing to a phenomena which is directly caused by our culture, and he is feeding people lies, which Jung spoke to. He knew that was going to happen. And as a consequence, Peterson knows exactly what he's doing, and I think that's also pretty repugnant. All right. Anyway.
No, all I wanted to say was that I'm from Michigan, and that's pretty much as close to Toronto as you can get. So I have his accent, if if uh if there is an accent that he has. I can't really like tell unless he says something
Don't you
like
know? It's
like big or something like that.
Yeah.
He has like a Canadian accent, but um yeah, I can't really tell the difference.
Hmm.
Michiganders are pretty much Canadians.
Hmm. And I think
Wham bam. Thank
he-
you, ma'am.
Peterson has some really good ideas about what psychology is and how to look at people in a psychological context. And I think that's to his credit. He's brilliant in that context. The issue comes when he tries to turn that into some kind of social philosophy. It's like that's not what the original writers he read tried to get to. That's not what those ideas were meant to be applied to. And it's spurious to try to do that. And I think that's the main, I think, issue that most people have with him.
Hey, not to stroke my ego, but can you pull up that picture of me cosplaying Ricardo Milos?
I don't have it.
It's pinned.
No,
it's
no.
pinned in. It's pinned in Stania with Daniel.
If you want to, you can.
Oh,
But
that one?
was-
Why?
I don't know. I was just joking.
There's no relevance.
Who's in the background of that picture?
A few of my friends.
Ooh, what do you think of the Green New Deal?
Stupid.
It's,
Carbon
not
taxes are
the
better.
best way of implementing climate change policy.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
All I've heard about it, like from people who kind of stuff, is like that it's just not realistic.
I think what like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and a lot of like other people like her are trying to do is like put a really outrageous unrealistic policy out there, and then kind of like like not debate but wager what's the word, compromise with Republicans on the
Negotiate.
issue, and then kind of like let them talk them down,
Hmm.
but
As a
but then they look stupid by making that initial offer or whatever.
I know
Because
it's like
it's-
if you're trying to sell something for $10,000, you don't tell people that you'll take $10,000 for it. You tell them, I want $20,000 for this, and they'll say, well, I'll give you 15, like, or something like that, right?
Right, but like you don't want to make an offer that's too wild.
Yeah,
Like if
you don't want to say
if you
like
want
$100,000.
10,000, yeah, if you want $10,000 for something, you don't claim you want 100,000, because then you just look stupid for overvaluing your product. And I think that's kind of what the Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and other Democrats that support her kind of did with that one, was they just looked stupid. Now I will admit that kind of policy would need to be implemented if we were to like avert a lot of climate related issues, but it's not gonna happen.
Art of the Green New Deal.
The art of the Green New Deal.
Oh my gosh.
AOC releases that when she becomes president.
Alison Ocasio-Cortez. What about her?
I
I
mean,
you guys
don't
think?
like her because I feel like she's just like, even though, yeah, she might have like different policies or something, or be younger than your typical politician, she still does the typical politician things, which are like just, simplify your opponent's argument, just
Yeah.
like pretend that you're arguing against someone who's a lot like just straw manning in general. Like, I
well, you
just don't
have
like
to. You have to. I mean, well, no, you don't. But it's like, I don't know. This ties into my whole big critique of what the federal government is and why I disagree with it as an institution, because it relies on that. Like the federal government and federal politicians need
true.
that circus, hocus pocus dog shit to even stay in the ring. That's how they get attention. That's how they get votes. And I can't stand it.
Pretzel, you've been pretty quiet.
Yeah, I just don't have much to add. I sort of came back at an awkward time. I came back like in the middle of a topic, so I didn't want to like throw my fucking hat in the ring like in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
What's popping?
Fuck, what's pumping?
Fuck, I'm
You guys-
baby.
Yes,
Fuck, I'm baby.
Will we?
If someone donates $100 right now, I'll give out tell-all book on.
No, if somebody
I don't know.
donates like $150 right now, I'll do a face reveal doing the I'm baby.
All right, $150 right now.
No, but
Stop.
you
Don't
guys-
bring
you
those
guys-
games into your.
Yeah,
chat.
no, I
I'm
shouldn't.
tired of those games. I'm so tired of those games.
No, they're
Next
so
person to
good.
type. Next person to type what's popping gets permabanned.
No, it's so good.
Wow, yikes. No, but what do you guys think? Do you guys think the political compass is outdated? Do you think it's
Oh, yeah.
too simplistic?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if it's too simplistic.
I think the
but it's-
two-dimensional
it's a bad
axis
way to-
is better,
Yeah.
but it's still not the greatest. It's excuse me. It's tough.
What's pooping? Alex says.
Because
Ah,
I mean, I guess.
when you think
That's-
about it, whenever like we have inbuilt categorical mechanisms in our head, and so we all kind of have this like subconscious idea of politics right now, and so like we all kind of have this like basic political orientation at birth, I think, because like we kind of have to. We're social animals, and like but that's also influenced by like the way our parents raised us, and so then like we're influenced by society. So like whenever you organize a political compass right now, that's organized based on like the subconscious political leaning in an aggregate fashion of all of society right now. It's like
Mm-hmm.
that's like the idea of progressive versus conservative. To make it very concrete, it's like basic classical liberalism would have been like progressive 200 years ago. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
and even then, like I don't know, go back like shit back to ancient Rome, and you know, liberalizing reforms in the Senate would have been progressive, but it's like but they still wouldn't have had any like real freedom of speech or anything like that. So like it's like it's all mangled. It's like the whole idea of political categorization is so contingent and so like short-sighted. Like it serves a purpose now, but in 100 years, like by the time we're dead, certain political categories are going to be completely irrelevant. And you know, like most
Yeah,
things, it's like a vain attempt of us trying to make sense of the world in a way that really will not last longer than our own lifetimes.
Shout out to my boy Hunter W in the chat. He said, "Water's flavor is it temperature?" Without a question mark. I don't know if that's a
Water's
statement or a
flavor,
question.
is it temperature? Damn,
Oh.
that's a good
You
question.
mean is its temperature?
I gotta,
I
you know what?
Well,
I
I
don't
know what
know.
he's trying to say. I know what
Warm
he's.
water does like taste different.
I need to
I've seen
screenshot that.
I saw
like, what does that mean?
that tweet before.
I don't, but it's screenshotted, and it's on my desktop now.
He said, "Water's flavor is it temperature?"
I mean, I guess, but like,
Is
what
it-
is the
is it
flavor of
yes or
hot?
no?
Like, what?
Your grammar sucks. Number 127.
Bro, speaking of that, how is why what is it? Yai still going? Like I love Jack's films. But like, bro, it's been over a year. This shit is tired. How are people
Over a
still
year,
watching
dude.
this?
I don't
It's
think
been
Jack's
longer
film is
than
that
a year.
funny.
I think it's 3 years.
It's like number
So-
400. So if he's been doing it every day, that's like a isn't it? Something like that.
Oh, he doesn't do
Temperatures-
it every day though. He does it
temperature-
like every week.
Temperature is a dimension of flavor, a different axis.
But
I
yeah,
suppose.
with Jack's films, I don't know. He's like, I used to
Mr.
think it was
Sensible.
funny, but then I got tired of it, and now like I see him on Twitter, and all he ever talks about is like Marvel and stuff.
He's still doing that repost thing. He's
Like
still
the most-
fucking doing it. Oh my
the most
god.
popular trend.
It sucks
Yeah.
so bad. That fucking Twitter for Android. I can't believe he's still doing it.
He's still doing it.
Yes.
Where he just screenshots the Twitter for Android
Yes.
thing
Yes, he's still fucking doing it. It stopped being funny months ago.
and that's kind of tired actually. Yeah.
I don't think it's a joke. I think it's just
Whatever it is, it sucks.
He's using it to as like a build up to announce his 2020 presidency campaign.
I don't care. It sucks.
doing it as a build-up to announce that India is a superpower in 2020.
Maybe it'll be a build
What
up
is
to
what is the true meaning of Twitter for Android?
I don't
I have
know.
Twitter for Jewel. That's one of my most successful tweets. Was Twitter
Oh,
for
you
Jewel.
had one of those freaking Twitter dev like custom.
I have a Twitter dev account.
Yeah,
we
the posting custom posting location.
I want
Yeah, I
Twit
got
for
me into
Smart toilet.
smart
You want
toilet.
Twitter for what? Twitter for smart toilet.
Yeah, you ever see
Twitter
those
for
like
smart toilet.
the where like the location someone's posting from, it says Gucci smart toilet or like Gucci like smart fridge.
Mine says Twitter for Jewel.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Can I get a Twitter nail for my nostril?
Overused. But the thing is, whenever someone does that, they get like hundreds and hundreds of like retweets. It's insane.
People
because
eat up the
that's because
stupidest
so many
shit, bro.
people are seeing that for the first time. That's the thing.
That's
Right.
true.
And when you see it for the first time, you think it's the funniest thing ever. Like the same thing with dad jokes. That's why kids love dad jokes, because kids have never heard dad jokes before.
I think dad jokes are funny.
Wait,
After you hear them like 100 times, like then
Dad,
you're like, oh,
dad jokes are like r/comedy heaven.
okay. Change the topic. Check the chat. I'm gonna flash this on screen.
Okay.
We need to discuss this.
Girl starter pack.
E-girls. E-girl culture.
about
I'm an
Yeah.
e-boy.
what
What
about it?
are your thoughts? Like the whole anime association and like the
I-
cutesy associations, the very
I
distinct.
associate it with the same thing as like gamers and anime and furries. I associate all that stuff with each other. Like just
It's just
fan-
daddy issues.
Yeah, what
fan
gets me
thing
is there's a very
I
big fetishization of youth, and I think it's kind of off-putting. Like the fact that all these girls have seemingly taken to this one standard issue packaged idea of what some kind of obscure notion of femininity is, and that it all revolves around like toddlerhood. It's kind of creepy.
No,
It's
that's
kind
what
of
I
creepy.
don't like about it is all of these things. The one thing they all seem to have in common is like infantilism. like,
Yes.
just acting like a child.
Yes,
And
it's so bizarre.
like,
I'm baby
gamer-
fuck.
like, no, like
Okay. Okay.
Alright, ask me anything, boys. I'm an e-boy.
gamers and like furries and like all that stuff and anime, like it's all centralized. Like a lot of it includes so much of just this like acting like
It's like
a
cutesy culture.
5-year-old.
Yes,
Yeah, it's like cutesy culture.
but
It's
like
just it's just
dislike about it
escapism.
is
That's all it
it's-
is. It's just
as they-
escapism.
But
just
it's being associated, like e-girls are trying to do shit for nudes and for money. Like this is a sexual thing, and this
Hey,
is.
bro, I respect the hustle.
But
escapism.
but from a
like,
certain perspective, it's bizarre that this is the trend that women online are going with it, and that
It's
men
like-
are
I
finding
I
appealing.
used to be more into like the e-girl type. I'm not gonna
escaping
lie.
to, like I feel like I don't like escapism. I don't.
I don't either.
Hey, bro,
That's-
it's the same way with like furries. Like you
it's
gotta
just
respect the
like
hustle. If people are
ignoring-
willing to like spend $3,000 on a fucking animal, dude, like I mean, you know, you gotta.
Yeah, I'm
respect the
against that.
GDP growth.
That's wrong though. That's weird.
But
I
it's
respect the GDP growth.
yeah, but you see, if we didn't have our present market conditions, that kind of thing couldn't exist. It's entirely dependent on a superabundance of things, and as a result of that, it represents, I think, not to say it's bad, but it represents something which is certainly unnatural to the human condition. I
I'm
mean-
sad that there are people like actually homeless while there's also people making
Right.
Money.
Right.
drawing
Well, I mean,
like
let's
that.
be realistic here. You could say the same thing. It's pretty disgusting that personal fortunes are made just by moving money around in the right way when there's still people homeless.
Yes,
is.
at Thomas Aquinas
mean,
for that, and
It's
also
the same
Karl
shit.
Marx.
It
But
really
yeah.
doesn't-
That doesn't make either of them correct.
Yeah, I mean,
Fun fact, we have enough housing. We have enough vacant housing right now to home every homeless person.
we also have enough food in the world to feed all hungry people, but we just can't do it.
I mean, it's logistics issue. You can't pour. I mean, again, it's like
If the UN had
in-
control, they could do it.
yeah, but the UN's fucking
60% of the
body.
world's vegetable and like
Yeah.
like corn and feed output, like just crop output goes towards livestock.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because the problem is we have a logistics issue where I mean, I was
You know what
arguing about
really
this with
gets
someone
me?
the other day. Hold on, let me finish. Hold up. We
Ooh.
have a fucking logistics problem because it's. I got argued with someone about this the other day. They're like greedy corporations. It's like, well, no, we can't freeze dry a fuckload of corn and dump it in Africa. That's not how that fucking shit works.
Well, we
Like,
could
no
cer-
one's gonna dump $20 trillion into like the required amount of like infrastructure and maintenance to distribute this amount of food in an orderly way.
I mean, but maybe they should, like the way we also like subsidize milk, which we don't need to. That's what I was going to talk about. Like, we don't need to subsidize eggs. Yeah, but nobody's going to produce it. Well, it's like because we don't need it to survive. It's like those industries should die. We should not be supporting food and manufacturers to create food that we just don't fucking need. The Got Milk campaign is a joke. We don't need milk. Ooh, that it gets under my skin. It gets under my skin because that money could be dedicated to people that actually need food.
Yeah.
I mean, the only way these sorts of things are going to happen is through common atmospheric markets. And yet, I mean, I see people all the time cry and moan about shit like that on Twitter, and at the same time they retweet like fucking crypto Brexiter shit or like economic protectionism. There is no left-wing case for economic protectionism. There is no left-wing case for economic nationalism, and there is no left-wing case for autarky. There just isn't one.
Right.
So if the future of socialism is international, the future of capitalism is international, and any protectionists in the chat can go fuck themselves. Get out of my chat.
Yeah, I think we don't need protectionism, but I think I'm a strong believer in, nationalization of food production. The more I've read
Borders
into
are
it,
gay.
like I don't believe in nationalization of industry, but like when it comes to food production in 2019, there's no reason that Monsanto needs to be experimenting on cows just to result in, mass disease when this could easily be overseen by the government. It's just
Well, Monsanto has the know-how to manage it. So this is sort of a good example. I don't want to do the Venezuela meme, but this is completely separate from the issue of Venezuela. What happened in Venezuela is the oil company was sort of state-run,
right.
but it was sort of like run like a private enterprise where the PDVSA had its own authority, even though it technically was owned by the state.
Right.
Then Maduro came in and fully nationalized it. He sacked around 2/3 of the current employees and put a bunch of fucking cronies in power. Those cronies don't know how to run a fucking company.
Well, I mean,
That's exactly how it would go here.
wait a
We
minute.
decided to nationalize Monsanto.
What do you mean?
If
That's
we kick out,
how do you know
if we
that's
kick out all
exactly
of
how
these
it would
people,
go?
I don't. But the thing is, if you kick out a bunch of these people who are experienced in running a company like Monsanto, and you put in people who are appointed by government officials,
No.
Want to climb the ranks, that's not going to go well.
What I think is, why don't we have people who have business credentials run for elected positions in nationalized industries? Why couldn't we do that? Why couldn't we pass some law that you have to have, say, an MBA or something, and then you can run for, some electoral position in a government-owned business? Why can't that be a thing? What is so bad about that?
You mean like have an educational high bar requirement to like do that type of thing?
Sure. Well, at
that point, it would be my problem with that would be it would only benefit those who can afford to get an MBA.
But like,
It would only
but isn't that
you
the
can have
way?
an MBA and be retarded as fuck,
Yeah.
or you can have no college degree and be super smart.
Right.
So my point is like at that point, it's literally just gatekeeping based on your class. Because if you need an MBA to get it, well, you need to go to a good college, get good grades using, and go to an MBA school and pay for all that shit, and then come out on top at the end, and then get appointed to that position.
Well, then
But
let's
at
just
that point,
have it
For-
regular elected. Then let's just have somebody. Let's just have some kind of politician, something or other, run for the position, and then somebody with business acumen will rise to the top in some way or another.
well, that's not
But
how
that's
that's not how that happens. Ideally, that's how it would happen. But I mean, the system that it runs now, I mean, I'm totally fine with them. Like, I don't know, knocking a chunk out of Monsanto or whatever in the form of bonding it or some such, or I don't know, the government buying out stock or
Right.
something like Freddie Mae or Fannie Mac and mortgages, where it's sort of technically a private corporation that's majority owned by the government.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, after 2008, we sort of did that with a lot of banks too, where
Yeah.
some of the ones that collapsed, the government owned as much as 70 or 80% of, so it's effectively nationalized.
Well, yeah, we have a lot
I
of
mean, you could do that sort of
government-run
thing.
corporations that are.
Yeah, I mean, you can do
It's
that
like
sort of thing
but
with
why
Monsanto
can't we
if
do
you
it?
want to.
Yeah, why can't we do it with Monsanto then?
I mean, I don't see an issue in doing it with Monsanto. I was just sort of saying like nationalizing it is a mistake. Doing it that way might be an easier way of doing it, where the government simply holds a majority of shares, so they
Oh,
can
well,
demand certain
sure.
things like let's. I want all of this surplus to go to the homeless. I want all of
Yes.
this surplus to go to foreign
Nut.
aid.
Nut.
That's more than fine.
Nut.
But I'm just saying, like, nationalizing it through sort of economic protectionism or economic authoritarianism is a really bad way of doing it.
Well, sure. Whatever will be the most, expedient and effective way of just giving more national control over stuff like that. So I just don't see the reason, because in a setting like that, there is no argument for market conditions. There is no argument for, but the free market is gonna you produce better products. It's like, well, they have monopoly. They get subsidizations by the government. Why can't the government just run it? I don't get it. I just don't understand.
No, we could fix all that. We just need to vote one candidate into office.
Andrew
Jill
Yang.
Stein.
Andrew Yang.
Oh,
Andrew Yang. Yang
Hillary
2020.
Clinton.
Jill Stein. I'm still with her, boys. Hillary Clinton should have won.
No, fuck Hillary Clinton.
Jill Stein.
Let me get that neoliberal democracy up in here, boys.
No. Yo, I'm
What is
excited for the
Green
trust
Party up to
busting.
nowadays?
Oh shit.
Trust busting ain't gonna fucking happen.
Trust busting against Google and Amazon, bro. It's about to fucking happen, and I cannot wait.
That ain't,
I'm
that
gonna,
ain't gonna happen.
bro. It's got to eventually. Why wouldn't it? They broke up Bell Telephone in the '80s.
Because there's a lot more money in politics now than there was back then.
Well, and I'm pretty sure corporations have learned from their mistakes.
Nah,
I mean, I don't think you can make the same kind of argument.
nah.
That I'm totally in favor of breaking up ISPs,
Yeah.
internet service provider. I think we should break them up, but I don't know if we should break up Google or Amazon.
Oh, yeah, no, we definitely should. Google
Maybe
especially.
not Amazon.
So by Google, you mean like break up like the Alphabet company?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazon actually. Shit. I shipped my package to a wrong address. Like I shipped it to my dorm address by accident, and they gave me a full refund for it.
I mean, Amazon eats loss like all the fucking time.
Yeah, Amazon's dope actually. Except like the way they abuse their workers.
Oh,
But
dude, free Prime for students, man, I love that.
bro, that's lit. I take advantage of that so hard.
Yeah, Spotify
Hey,
Premium
wait,
too, $5 a
free?
month.
Yeah.
Free
I get that
Prime
too.
for students.
Yeah,
Mhm.
if you're a college student, they give you free Prime.
I gotta sign up for that. Oh my god.
Yeah. It's fire.
Kindle Fire.
Yeah.
Air TV.
It's dope.
Fire.
Actually, I don't even know if I actually have it. Like I know, because I don't know if I ever linked up my student account. I might have.
Gotta give me that Twitch Prime subscription.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, should I drop a Discord link for the chat?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. What's another?
What do you mean? Like you mean like your like Discord Amazing 2.0?
Yeah, I'm making it public again, but keeping it on the down low for like only the dedicated fans.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Those of you who
I
are
like,
still
I like
here.
to have Sean L or Hunter W come in.
Who's Sean L?
Bombshell
One of the
1984.
commenters.
Those of you who are still here, thank you.
Or Expired Toenail. Or Chorus if.
The one guy who
Or
asked me about
Pizza
Pizzagate.
Fox.
There it is. Expires in 6 hours.
Yeah, except you're not modded on your own stream, dingus, so I had to approve that.
I'm posting from Streamlabs OBS, which has me logged in under a different account.
I
I'm
see.
not modded.
Yeah.
But
Neither am I, but I don't want to be. I don't like being a mod. Mod is bad.
No. With great power comes
Mod
great
bad.
responsibility.
I have
Suck.
with great power comes great shit responsibility.
I guess I already do have Prime Student. Shit.
Oh damn, there's a fucking lot of people joining. This many people joined last time?
No? What? How many people are joining?
If you're
Oh,
if you're nothing
shit!
Because are they sharing the link? Is that what's happening?
I don't know, it might be.
Oh, whoops.
But, if you're nothing without the mod, then maybe you shouldn't be mod at all.
I
Hey, bro, what
mean,
I'm saying is people with under 600 FICO should be put in a fucking gulag.
Shut up! I'll fucking kill you.
Wiley, shut up. You don't even have a credit score. You should
I
be in a gulag.
I don't need a credit score. I do not need a credit score.
Bro, I cannot
First
wait
time.
until the IRS death squads come to your house and just fucking execute you.
Today, I swear, today I bought a car, for $3,800, and I paid for it in cash.
bruh. It's a bruh
Good for
moment.
you, Wiley. Good for
No,
you.
it's not a bruh moment.
That's a major bruh moment.
So you
That's a
just
bro.
carry that? So you just carry that kind of cash on you?
No, I had to go
Wow.
withdraw from the bank.
Wow.
Are you serious? That is absurd.
and the idea, and the idea, and the
Banks-
idea.
Dude, Banks
My wife's
shouldn't
a doctor.
exist, dude.
My wife's a doctor.
Women are
I
high
wish
in
my wife was a
agreeableness.
doctor.
Dude, Banks shouldn't exist.
Banks is dumb.
I
Bro,
don't pay
just
women.
at taken.
I don't pay women the same as men because women aren't as agreeable or more agreeable.
Because women, they don't fight for higher wages, and so they don't deserve higher wages.
I don't pay women because they're
They're lower in conscientiousness.
No, they're higher in conscientiousness.
even if a woman comes up to me and asks me for a raise, I will tell them no because women are are more agreeable than men.
They're lower in neuroticism.
Bruh. Yes,
They're
men
hot-
do
they're
tend to
lower
be
in
more
washing their
neurotic.
cocks.
Well, yes.
Wow.
Yes, that is
That's,
that is a truism
Do that often,
concerning
do that.
the biological existence of the female gender. Yes.
Yet another biological limitation.
No, I think cuck philosophy is.
When can we be
like,
post-gender?
No, I think cuck philosophy's take on the I think therefore I am phrase. I think that was they kind of opened my eyes to what that actually meant because my entire
think-
life I did not know what that meant.
What was his
Wasn't
take
that-
on it?
I thought that was like proved to be a fallacy, like just moments after, like
Okay, so
relatively moments after it came into being. So he had to
forget.
change it to be something else.
right, yeah, no, but it was I forgot his name.
Is
Descartes.
What is his name?
Descartes.
Descartes, yeah.
Descartes, yeah.
So yeah, so what he did is that he tried this experiment or whatever this kind of thought process called methodical doubt,
Yeah, it's bullshit.
wherein everything that could be doubted, he did. So like the sky is blue, whatever. Like we live on planet Earth. You could doubt pretty much anything. You could doubt reality itself. However, the one thing he could not doubt was his own presence as a thinking subject.
Yes.
Meaning he knew that he could think, and that he was a subject that was thinking. So therefore he exists.
Yep.
So I think therefore I am.
Yeah. It's kind of
Um,
I don't know, obvious.
Right, but it's you can really claim that everything else is false, but that's the one thing you can't
You
really
can't
disprove.
claim that everything else is false. But
I mean, if you're a
I don't wanna get
solipsist, you
some
can.
ethics here, but-
Like,
denke, das Helb bin ich es.
Do
like, you
this
can do
I
it. Like, it is a metaphysical position,
Schulter.
which is tenable.
Was hast du mir gesagt, du Hurensonne? Huh?
Brain jar, says
Was?
Sean L.
Question mark?
Hey?
Yeah.
Mein Deutsch ist nicht sehr gut.
There you go.
Mister, how are you like whenever you're sad? That's an interesting question. It's a really
I
interesting.
tickle my brain.
Yo.
The heck? What kind of name is that?
Yeah, I
It's
don't
just
know.
a bunch of snowflakes.
I know, yeah. It's just someone trying to stand out.
Well,
You're
when I'm
cool for that,
sad,
dude.
when I'm sad, I kind of just lay in my bed all day. This is like not a joke, and I still try to force myself to edit because like I have no time to be a bitch. I've got videos to make, but it's like drudgery. Like I don't enjoy it when I'm sad, and
You ever guys? I know it's just like I can physically tell that it's like a hormonal thing, but like sometimes I'll just have like these like few days where I'm just super depressed
Yes.
for no reason at all.
yes,
And the thing is, I'm conscious or not conscious enough, but I'm self-aware enough to realize that it's like purely hormones.
Yep.
But there's nothing you can do to stop it. You just have to kind of like let it naturally pass.
yeah, I get that too. I don't think everybody gets that though.
Right. Some
Don't
people
get
just
that.
like people try to say that it's like because of external conditions, but I try to just like separate myself from the situation and just realize that it's purely hormones.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I don't get those days anymore. Lexapro gang.
What is Lexapro? Is that an
SSRI.
anxiety medication?
Is
It's
this
an
a
SSRI.
commercial? Is this a
This
commercial
is-
for Lexapro?
I say this section was sponsored by the selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor Lexapro.
Is that for
Lexapro.
depression?
Don't be sad anymore.
Guys, sometimes
both.
I'm sad and I can't explain it. Have you tried Lexapro? Oh, what?
Well, what do you know? I'm not sad anymore.
I'm not sad and I'm not anxious anymore. I'm gay as shit, bro. It's like it turned me gay.
Thanks,
The
Lexapro.
chemicals literally turned me gay.
So with SSRIs, do you just not feel extreme emotion at all?
No, you do.
It's hilarious.
What's it like?
Well, some people you don't. What do you mean by that? What is it like?
Like, since you don't like, how does it only selectively take away the depression and like the anxiety, but not like your other feelings?
I mean, they don't know because it's a serotonin
fuck?
reuptake.
Damn.
It prevents your brain from bleeding out serotonin.
Huh.
So it doesn't add it because you can't grow a dependency on it, and you can, but I mean like you can't build up a tolerance to it because it doesn't add anything to your brain. It just makes you hold the happy chemical.
Huh. That's whack.
Yeah.
Shit. I need to get on that. Because I hate
No,
getting
no,
those
I
days,
agree.
man. When I get those days, it's like everything just sucks. I don't want to do anything. Like, I still do it, but it's like life
Nah, man,
is
I'm
just
I'm out
shitty.
here raw dogging reality.
Bro, I do it too,
See-
but like I don't want to. It sucks.
Bro, they don't affect your brain negatively. I fucking tried to kill myself before I was on this shit. Like, come on.
Bro,
I'd rather.
I didn't do all
live
that,
like,
but shit.
I'd rather do the pure and natural, man. I just don't feel
Nah.
the need to.
My
Like,
friend
I
does
think that
ketamine for
feeling
depression.
That,
What?
Feeling that range of emotion is part of the human experience, you know.
No.
Well, all my emotions were sadness and anxiousness, so I mean, now I have actual normal emotional cycles, which is kind of nice.
I don't know if
Right, but I'm saying like if you don't. If you don't
iridocyclist is being ironic or not. It says diet is the main contributor. to diet.
Bean-based diet. Return. As if everybody was on a bean-based diet at some point
Bro,
in
if
the
you
past.
only eat legumes, you won't be sad no more.
Bro, you eating
ketamine
beans?
depression treatment.
No, I mean, that's the real thing for treatment-resistant
Yeah,
depression.
no, it
They have
is.
ketamine. And then now they've recently approved esketamine.
Esketamine.
I mean, it's called esketamine, which is like the part of the ketamine that treats depression. So now it's no longer like a Schedule 1 drug.
Yeah, I'm just saying like if you don't already have like if you're not diagnosed with depression and anxiety, then I don't think you should.
I'm
should
I'm
not.
trying to go to a professional to see, because like I just had this weird feeling in the back of my head for like 2 months now. I told you about it, Pretzel. It was still that hungover feeling. Like
Yeah.
it's still gotten slightly better, but it's like still there, and it's just like
Bro, it took me blacking out a bunch, and then like it awoke my depression and anxiety. So I mean, it's possible.
yeah, it's
What happened to
it has really just not been
What,
fun.
you get messed up at college parties.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he got really messed up.
yeah. No, I went to the hospital for one of them, bro.
No, first time I got like really drunk, it was like the entire next day I was just like clouded.
Bro, you feel like
Yes.
you have autism.
Yeah,
You feel like you're one of those 80 IQ peasants that you have to talk to on a daily basis.
yeah. No, like I had that for a solid 2 weeks, and then it got slightly better after that, but it still just hasn't completely gone away. Like I still have a very, very slight feeling. Like if I'm in public around people, I get like slightly dizzy now for no reason, and
Bro,
I-
that is literally social anxiety disorder, and you
Bro.
fucking awoken it by breaking your fucking
yes,
brain
it's like
by like drinking too much.
yeah,
You literally broke your fucking brain by blacking out.
bro, it is like scary. Like I can't read shit in public. Like I can, but like it's hard to focus my eyes now. Like it's weird. I don't like
Mhm.
it.
So
Oh,
everything's
I've-
just like slightly out of
I've
focus,
been-
but like
Yes.
not so much that you can.
Yeah,
really,
Yes,
like-
yes,
I've done that
yes.
before. It's
Oh,
happened to me
I hate
before.
that. I hate that.
I
man.
don't, that hasn't happened to me in a long time.
That's why I don't want to like really mess around with alcohol like that, man. Like I just.
Bro, I'm not going to
I'll-
anymore. I drank enough for like a lifetime this past year.
Yeah, I'll-
I
I'll
am
drink.
no.
But it's like I just don't want to. I don't want to get like
My whole-
blackout
I
drunk.
was saying
like,
my whole freshman year was just blacking out.
It's like people at
Same.
college I just don't understand how they can do that.
Bro, because it's fun.
Bro, I failed out.
It's
so-
really not.
Okay, I didn't fail, but I mean,
okay, I failed a class because I fucked my shit up.
The thing
nah.
is, when you're not conscious, it's like
3.9.
It's not. It's
That's
not a.
what I don't get. Is like, how are people willing to take? That's like something that happens a lot. Like not just with alcohol, but like in general. Like, I just see people taking risks that I would never take. Like people just
'Cause-
doing things.
Well,
Like-
I hated myself, and I was like totally okay with the idea of dying. So like, when you have that feeling, like, I mean, I'll do fuck it. I would do anything. For
No,
Very fucking stupid of
But
me.
it's like
no. Most I'll do is
don't-
alcohol. That's ever the most I'll do.
Oh yeah, I mean I didn't like shoot up heroin or whatever. I just meant like I would do stupid shit. Like my friend would, like
Oh.
we're all 3 a.m. and we're all drunk. Like, let's go to McDonald's and we'll like walk 4 miles to a McDonald's or
Yeah.
some shit. Like we'll just make dumb shit. Like
Bro,
we'll just
it's
do dumb
so
shit like
and
that.
that's what's fun about it is like you just don't give a shit and like oh god damn
I
it.
don't
Right.
like that. I can't do that.
No, I love it.
just can't do that.
No, I understand the feeling of being drunk. It's like it's desirable because like you're just so loose, you know. But
Yes.
it's just
Oh,
it's
It's not worth
like,
it though.
no,
when,
it is.
but when you
It
get to
is.
a certain point, it's not even like you feel loose. It's just you feel nothing.
Well,
You
y-
gotta-
yeah.
Oh,
So out of it.
You gotta be the liquor.
No, like
It's better to just get buzzed, you know.
Like,
So you're just
what
like,
happens
you're
to
just
me-
slightly in the zone, whatever.
I'll get buzzed and then like
Yeah.
I'll have all these thoughts come at me at once and I'll become like hyper aware of everything and I start like giving lectures and I start just talking uncontrollably.
Intellectual drunk. I'm the
Bro,
opposite,
I
dude.
do.
I
It
get
is-
like 2 drinks in me and I'm just quiet in the corner for the whole fucking time.
I'm one of those people.
I can
that's
be
asking
sometimes.
Everyone if they want to kiss me. I'm just
No.
like, hey, can I make out with you?
I just like stare at my hands and I'm like, holy shit, there's muscles in there. The muscles are connected to my nerves, connected to my body, connected to my bones,
I know what
connected to my
you're talking about,
it just
though.
keeps
I am
going
one
and
of
going
those
and going.
Shit, you literally get ADHD. When you
Bro,
drink.
I
And then-
do. I
And
literally
then you
do.
just like blabber on for like hours and hours, and no one cares, but you care so much.
Yes, and like people have posted it to like Snapchat when I've been doing it and they've been like, holy shit, what the hell?
Oh, dude, no, but I think yeah, like, and then like when someone's talking, you'll just be like listening to them so intently, like what they're saying is just the most important thing ever.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it.
I've never done that in public, but like by myself, I do that sometimes. Like where I'll just look at something and I'll be like, "That's made of atoms," and like it just like feels like a. brain
Hunter
fog.
W said existential crisis
But
time.
like it's like that, but it's like something speaking to you. Like you're not even thinking. Like it's all just coming to you from nowhere and it is and like you just need to release it.
I'm gonna recommend 10 milligrams of lithium per day. And then
And that's why I'm never going to use weed because I have no idea what that would even do to me.
I recommend 10 milligrams of cyanide per day.
I recommend just bleach.
Just
bro, I fucking
No, but
World
I
War
think
One a fucking bathroom today at work.
What does that mean?
There was a bathroom and someone had just destroyed it by shitting all over the floor, and I just threw a bottle of bleach in there, like a full bottle. I closed the door and I was like, "This ain't my problem anymore."
Bruh. That's a
What?
bruh moment.
disgusting. Because now it's just gonna be.
Oh,
Mixed
here's a
with
really big
What?
talking point. So have you guys ever heard of like some salvia and DMT trips, like what they can do to your brain?
Yes, yeah, I have.
Heard you tell me about it. Yeah.
Dude,
I
this-
want to experience ego death.
Yeah, this
Same.
guy was,
The guy who's like turns into a mat and starts rolling up a hill or something.
yeah. Did I tell you about that?
Yeah, you told me about that.
Okay. Well, yeah, and yeah, he said, like telling him he was not that Matt was as like plainly wrong as telling you you're not human. He said he was so confident in the fact that he was an inanimate object that it would just be like tearing your own reality just away, like a curtain that could just be pulled away.
I
at
want
any
to
moment.
experience that. When I'm drunk, I feel something like that though. Like I will get these convictions that are so powerful in me. It's crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I have anything like that, but I'm just super in awe of everything.
Bruh,
But
if
he
I'm
said-
rich, I will use mushrooms and like peyote and shit.
Well, the guy that took the salvia and said he was the Matt and whatever, he said that was the most terrifying experience of his life because it felt like an eternity that he was in that trip, and then he was so like he said for an entire month after that he was just like so taken away from reality that like it just he didn't feel like he was actually in his own body for like
All right, come on, boys,
months
join
and
that
months
Discord.
and even like a year.
Bro, don't post it again.
Bro, I'm posting it again.
Bro, oh no.
Money salvia.
Whack.
We're just doing it one
no,
more time.
one thing I'll do before I die though is crystal meth, for sure.
No. No.
Yeah.
No.
No, on my deathbed, I will do that.
On my deathbed. What?
Yeah.
If you've
It's-
ever been put in medical anesthesia, you've done heroin.
Technically, it's morphine,
Technically.
but
I've never
Fentanyl.
done anything like that, but
Well, medical anesthetic is or dental anesthetic is fentanyl.
no way.
They use-
yeah.
I mean they use
What the fuck?
fentanyl as an anesthetic.
But
Or a
I
local
told
anesthetic.
I told you about the same guy that did the salvia. He did meth, and he said the first time he did it, he literally jizzed in his pants. It felt so good. Like there was just so much dopamine rushing into his brain that it was just the most pleasurable experience someone could even hope to imagine.
Well, yeah,
said- he
that's why
said it
people
was-
get addicted to it.
Yeah, he said it was an orgasm times like 1,000. Like it was just nothing you could even comprehend.
That's what Daniel said heroin's like.
Yeah, no thanks. I would get addicted to that in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, well, my family has history, and I just don't want to do that. But it's like I said, if I was on my deathbed, hey, meth, yeah.
You ever use
I'm
smelling
good.
salts? Like athlete
No.
smelling salts? Bro, it's like doing a light bump of coke. I've heard. Like I've done it, and people have compared it to coke.
I don't really have any desire to do any
It's
drugs.
Have you ever?
no, it's not a
done
drug. It's something that athletes use. You can get it at like any convenience store.
Is that like should that be legal?
Yes, because if you're an athlete, you use it like if like say you're like a football player and you just got knocked down, and you know you need to get up right immediately. Take a sniff of the smelling salt, get a rush of energy and adrenaline. It's like you're back tip top.
Caffeine is quite the drug. That's something.
Ooh, yeah,
I used
caffeine
to, but
highs are something else.
I'm horrifyingly addicted to caffeine.
I've
It shouldn't
never
even-
been high off caffeine.
Seriously?
You guys ever had a Four Loko?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, I've had a Four Loko.
I was told that those things will like mess you up. Like
That's old Four Loko though.
Yeah.
New Four Loko is so bad. Old
Yeah,
Four
it's
Loko,
not.
though, like, or
That's
old Four Loko would kill you. But
Yeah, because it had
New
I
Four
caffeine.
was
Loko
told
is
that it was
bad.
both an energy drink and like something
Yes.
with super high alcohol content.
Yes.
the old ones were like 13% alcohol by volume and also had like 300 milligrams of caffeine.
I
I
see myself drinking that all the time.
Your heart would stop.
yeah.
I don't know.
Bro, I drank a third of a cup of coffee the first day I started Lexapro because it
Fun.
makes your nervous system super hyper sensitive like the first day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I literally drank like probably 80 milligrams of caffeine and I literally like I couldn't stop shit. Like I was fucking trembling. Like I literally was like I was just fucking I literally felt like I was fucking dying.
I thought you were gonna say you couldn't stop shitting.
I mean, that came later.
Damn.
Okay. Well.
That's whack.
Yeah. No, but I'm just.
Hey, a
I've
question
never
I
really
have.
been that interested in drugs.
Yeah, me neither.
Why don't we give steroids to soldiers?
Have you ever heard
That's a
of
good
Pervitin,
question.
Big Joe?
No, I know they're like experimenting with it, but I don't think they do that yet.
Have
Huh?
you heard of Pervitin before?
I don't
I
think
think
he has.
So Pervitin.
I said no. I said no.
Oh, you cut out. It's methamphetamine.
Oh.
That the German army would give out during World War II to pilots and sort of frontline soldiers, tank crews. They call it Panzer Schokolade because they would put amphetamines into chocolate and give it to tank crews.
Yeah. No, they gave it to pilots in Vietnam, U.S. pilots, like meth. Because they'd have to stay up for crazy amounts of time, like freaking 14, 15 hours just flying.
That is
So-
absurd.
Yeah, so they just gave them meth and just said, there you go.
Why is that familiar? I swear I've heard that somewhere before.
What, Pervitin or?
The giving meth to soldiers.
I mean, the Nazis did it.
Yeah, that's probably it. I believe it.
Yeah, Bayer. They manufactured it. They also had caffeine chocolate, which is really dope, by the way. Coca-Cola is fucking dope. It's
I
caffeine
don't-
chocolate.
They have caffeinated marshmallows too. I really want to try that.
Caffeine, good for your hair. If
Bro.
your
Really?
hairs are thinning, yeah, caffeine has been proven to make your hair just a little bit fuller.
Yeah, I
Damn,
don't-
I need to fucking work on that shit, bro. I'm getting a bald spot in the back of my head. It's stressing me out.
bro, my
you
hair
can
is
get,
so thick. Oh, it's so ass.
You can get conditioner with caffeine in it.
Just
need
eat
to
carrots.
Coat my hair in caffeine, bro.
Yeah, I personally use
Caffeinated onions. That's what-
Caffeinated onions.
I personally use Head and Shoulders, man. Dandruff gang, where you at?
Dude,
Damn.
hell yeah, dandruff gang.
Yeah, same.
Damn.
Yeah,
Nah.
Head and Shoulders is
I
good.
don't know. Head and Shoulders. I had such bad dandruff, man. Head and Shoulders didn't work for me. I had to get like.
I've never had dandruff.
Well, I
had
got
to
a
go,
weird question.
I had to go the Selsum Blue route, dude. That's how bad I had it.
I have acne though. Like not as much anymore, but my skin is just so oily. That's why I don't get like dandruff or anything
same.
like that. 'Cause,
Oh, well, okay.
like, it's
well,
oily
I
all
guess I
over.
have worst of both worlds then.
oh shit.
Wiley,
Hmm.
Wiley, do you shave your body or are you just like hairless?
Like my chest.
Yeah, your chest and
Yeah.
your arms.
Yeah, I'm just hairless there.
Whack.
Fuck.
Why? What's wrong with
No, I'm
having body
jealous of
hair?
that.
Why? What's
I
wrong with
just
having
don't. I
body
just
hair?
don't like it.
No,
I
I
just don't
wish
like
I
it.
wish
Oh,
I had a
'cause
lot
you're
of
a
arm
sub,
hair and
huh?
stuff like that, but I
Yeah,
don't.
literally, that's the fucking
I
reason.
want a
So
hairy chest.
Nah.
That sounds great.
I'll swap you with you, Wiley, if you want. Like we can
It's
swap
disgusting.
follicles,
Swap.
bro.
I
We can
do
swap
not want your
follicles,
body.
bro. No, you really fucking don't, dude. I'm broken as fuck. They're removing my fucking gallbladder.
Yeah.
Fucking
No, I'm just peak human evolution.
shave your legs and wear leggings. Well, I did shave my legs,
Don't. Ew,
but I don't wear
no.
leggings.
Gross.
Yeah,
Stop.
no, I-
Wear some gamer
Why is that
socks.
gross?
Wear some gamer socks, bro.
There you
I
go.
didn't know that.
It's not.
I-
Is it gross because of the implication?
Yes.
What did you shave?
What that the reason that I shaved my legs? Or
Yeah.
oh, okay. I see how it is.
Yeah.
I-
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
It's
It's your life.
gross.
Live it up.
My
Yeah,
legs.
if you want to make an ass, of yourself on the internet, go ahead, dude. not my problem.
Wait, this is off topic, but hold on. I'm gonna post something in the chat. And I'm gonna flash it on screen.
I'm terrified.
Is this safe for work or?
Yeah, it's a tweet.
No, but it's just like
It's a
you
tweet.
use the word flash, and that's kind of like
I used the word flash.
so,
I got scared that you were
Black
gonna
Mirror
show one
season
of my
1.
tweets or something.
Yeah, no. Black Mirror season 1. Maybe a life mediated and expressed solely through digital reflections of itself isn't one worth living. Season 5. Imagine if you could suck your friend's dick in Street Fighter. I think that's a very good
I saw
summation.
that one.
I gotta
I
say,
don't watch Black Mirror. So
Seriously?
I haven't seen the new season because I heard it was so shit. It wasn't worth
I don't-
watching.
it
the second
honestly
time.
was. Like, it was the blandest, driest, least, like, thought-provoking season yet.
I saw episode 1 of season 5, and it wasn't terrible. I don't
It
think.
wasn't
Episode 1 wasn't bad. But, like,
I feel like the acting was worse than though in the episode 1, and yeah, it just wasn't really. It was more like a drama than it was like an actual.
Yeah.
Like a Twilight Zone type.
right.
There was only one episode of Black Mirror that I could say that I actually liked. All the rest were I just found like to be boring or lame. That was like the one where they could see they could see each other's memories throughout the day, like on the TV.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you're talking. What you're
Where
talking
like cheats
Yeah.
on him and he sees it on her memories or something like that.
Right.
That was the cool one to me. But other than that, I didn't really find
See,
an
what was cool
interesting one.
about that is, like, the technology was the center, and then you had this human drama surrounding it. Like, in the last episode concerning, like, the AI with the pop star, it's like they did not play on the human complications of having a robot best friend. Like, they didn't
Yeah.
show how the girl became
They just
isolated.
used it
It's
as a device to like
Yeah.
advance a drama.
like a prop, and it's like,
Isn't it ironic that Black Mirror is becoming commercialized?
yeah, it sucks. Like, it sucks so bad.
Yeah, what can you do? What can you do?
Hope for something better.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Nothing, because I hate chocolate.
Wow.
Fucking
To
communist.
say you hate chocolate that's a strong statement.
What?
That's a
Chocolate
very
does
strong
not
statement.
taste sweet to me. It tastes only bitter.
Like you
Of
only taste like the
bitter
cocoa.
chocolate.
Yes, I only taste the cocoa.
He eats baker's chocolate.
No,
Bro,
I actually
fucking
like dark
love
chocolate.
I love like super dark chocolate.
All chocolate tastes like dark
96%.
chocolate to me. Like, I taste no sweetness.
No, my uncle, he's
Baker's
allergic.
chocolate is like actual no sweetness chocolate. Like
Yeah, that stuff is just no. I couldn't do that.
that is not made to be
I
eaten.
say, but you're not supposed to just.
Yeah,
eat that.
exactly.
It's called
Supposed
No,
baker's
but you can
Bake
buy like
with it.
97% like dark chocolate that you could just eat.
It's good. I actually like dark chocolate.
I
a
like
lot.
the 80% dark. That one's really good.
Yeah, but like,
The more
no.
percent, the better. I
White
think.
chocolate. That's where it's at.
White chocolate isn't chocolate.
Yes, that's why I like it. I don't like cocoa. I don't
Okay,
understand
fair
why
enough.
people like cocoa at all. Like,
I'm not gonna hate you for it.
yeah.
You like it, dude? How? What?
What?
That's,
Why don't we-
I
why
don't
don't we
know.
make,
It's weird to like wonder why people have opinions that differ from yours. I don't know.
Because like cocoa just tastes bitter to me. Like it's
Just like
Cocoa nuts.
just like
Why don't we make
green's your
some tier
favorite
lists
color,
on
dude?
stream?
Like how? How is green your favorite color when red exists, bro? Like I don't understand.
Why don't we make some tier lists on stream?
some
Colors.
tier
Color
lists.
tier list. Let's do a color tier list.
Or no,
Wait.
do it for like candy.
Ooh.
Okay, candy tier list. All right.
Wait,
I
I ca-
hate tier lists, dude.
Let's pull up
11
tier
is-
maker. Make your own
All right,
template.
let's do a quick people in chat tier list. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh. Let's
Okay.
People in chat. So what would you rate Mr. Amazing on the standard
Sean L is
tier
is
rating?
A
Tier rating.
Let's see. How do I even make one of these?
Just go
Go
to
to, like,
yeah, go to
tier
tier
list.
maker and then look up candy in the search bar.
Candy? Oh, I guess.
Don't make your own.
Don't make your own. No, you gotta go to the main page. Main page.
Candy tier list?
At the top.
Wait.
At the top.
Go to
Okay.
oh wait, we're delayed. I forgot. I'm like,
We want make your own template.
no, we don't want that. We
Okay,
want-
here we go. Ah, perfect. It's just what we
Can you,
want.
can you share your screen on Discord with us so we can
Yeah.
get like in more?
Yeah,
time,
sure.
'cause we're, like, delayed.
Screen share. Okay. There we go.
Dope. All right.
Oh, that's so weird having the delay.
Ah, but then they can't. Yeah, never mind. It won't matter. Yeah. Okay.
Mr. Goodbar. Oof.
Where?
Just start at the top left. Let's just go.
No. No.
Mr. Goodbar, I think, is a solid C tier chocolate.
I've never had it.
C? No, I gotta go with D.
That's a B.
No, that's
a
an.
B tier.
No, now you're pushing
Well,
me down to
why
an
don't
E.
we average it? Why don't we average it to a C? Because Big Joe says B, I say C, you say D. So why don't we leave it in the middle at C?
Oh, because that just
No.
means you get what you want.
No, I say D.
Bro, that's
We're going with
okay.
D.
D. Fine. Fuck it. We'll say D.
We're going with D.
Yeah.
Pocky?
Pocky?
I think Pocky is
Pocky's
an A.
a s-
Pocky is
Pocky's a
F.
C. No.
Pocky's
Pocky's
F.
A, Pocky's A
Pocky's-
tier. Like it's
Nah.
good, but it leaves
Yeah.
something to be desired. With,
I
like, the
hate
If
kind
this
of-
was
Pocky.
strawberry Pocky, that'd be a different story. But this is chocolate.
I never
Pocky.
actually had strawberry Pocky.
What? You uncultured swine.
Pocky's
you.
an F. Pocky's
Okay,
an F.
come on. Just
No.
put it in C.
Yeah, we'll put it in C.
Because I don't like how
Uh,
the
wh-
Korean
okay,
kids get popular.
what
just
is-
'cause they hate
Oh,
it.
100 grand.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
100
100
grand.
grand
I
is
put that at
E.
A.
That's an E, bro.
Give it an F.
I love
I hate
100 grand.
capitalism.
Laffy Taffy. I gotta go with B. No, it's a
That's
C.
a fucking
No,
E.
Laffy
No,
Taffy
it's a
is an
C.
A. Laffy Taffy's an A.
What? Oh, that's.
It's
I think.
too
A.
sweet.
Yeah, it is. It's an A. The
Eh.
banana Laffy Taffy is an A.
Ooh, that is
Okay,
true.
banana
Literally
Bananas
Laffy
A.
Taffy.
Sugar.
Bananas
Everything
A.
else about Laffy Taffy is like an E.
Yeah, it's
We'll
true.
go with D. Hershey Kisses. I have a
E,
partiality.
E. I hate Hershey Kisses.
What?
I don't like them that much. They're
Bro,
just
Get them
chocolate.
out of here.
I would say they're a
Outta
D.
here.
They're just
them
they're
out
so
here.
basic.
Okay, D it is.
E.
Snowcaps F.
That's
Never
like,
had
Yeah.
that's a D, honestly.
Nah, that's an F.
Yeah.
That's an F.
Butterfingers
Butterfinger
an
A.
S.
That's an
S,
A.
S,
That's- yeah, I think-
S or A?
I don't. I
I'm
don't
gonna go
like
with A.
Butterfingers.
With A. Dairy Milk, Cadbury Cream.
Ew.
D.
Ew. E.
It's a D.
I've never had it.
E.
Mr. Goodbar again? What?
That's an S. No, I mean a B. That's a
Reese's
B.
Pieces?
That's
I think a B.
I think Reese's Pieces
They're
are a
B.
rightful B.
Yeah, Reese's
They're B.
Pieces are B.
I don't know what these
Arrow's
are.
pretty good.
I've never had them.
I would say it's a D. It's like Cadbury. It's like
I'm
If
giving
you've never
them
had
an
them, you could just
E
leave them
just
in
'cause
the.
I never
bottom
had them.
line.
I don't like it.
Hold on.
Milky Way's a
Milky Way.
Milky Way's a
Damn, we
C.
still got people watching this. That's crazy. Milky
Milky
Way.
There's
I'm gonna say
60
Milky Way's a
people
C.
Milky
Spree.
Way's a C.
Spree's a
I don't know
B.
what Spree is.
It's a solid B. Fun Dip. That's an S.
S. I would say S. Fun Dip is an S.
Yeah.
I think,
Jolly Rancher.
Jolly
F.
S.
F.
I'm
F,
gonna go with
bro.
A. I gotta go with A. I think.
Damn. All right.
I've never had these. I don't know what these are.
Get an F. Make it an F because it looks foreign.
Where are they?
Reese's. I don't.
Are those runs?
Oh yeah, they are runts.
Oh, I hate those things.
Yeah, we'll do them an F. Reese's.
Reese's. I would say it's an A.
A.
Yeah, that's fair. Swedish
A, maybe
Fish. I
F.
think that's a B.
I was gonna say B. I think I
I hate
agree. It's a
Swedish
B.
Fish.
Gobstoppers. I could go with A.
E.
F.
Really? I would say
I hate
E.
What?
Gobstopper.
I love
They're E.
Gobstoppers.
They're E.
Disgusting, dude.
Bro, that's an E.
Bro,
That
okay.
is a-
well,
that
ma-
is a solid E tier.
Okay. Damn.
So Pez.
Well, no,
Pez,
no, no. It's
Pez?
your tier list, man. It's your tier list. You do whatever you want.
No. Without the dispenser, Pez is probably like a D. With the dispenser, it goes up to an A.
I concur with. I was literally about to say like
Oh, yeah,
on their
sh-
own, it's just like a Necco wafer, but when you get it out of a mouth of like I don't know a fucking donkey or whatever, somehow
Yeah.
becomes novel and moves up to an A.
Okay, fair enough.
It loops around.
Twizzlers. I think.
D.
I don't like them.
What? What?
Bro, they've lost their quality over the years.
No,
They used to be so
C.
good.
We're going C.
All right, we'll leave it C.
Jelly Belly. That's an S.
You think
Yeah.
Jelly Bellies are an S?
In
Yeah,
my
I'd say Jelly Bellies
alright.
are. That's a solid choice for S. Sweet Tarts are a B.
yeah.
I'll agree. I'll
Yeah.
concur.
Starbursts.
C.
A B,
Mm.
a low B, or a C.
The red Starburst is an A. But
My
other
dude's
than
got
that-
fashion as
Go
as
C.
a bookmark folder.
Yes.
Whatever. You do you, man.
Bro, embroidered T-shirts. This shit slaps.
Embroidered T-shirt tier list.
Later.
Redbubble tier list.
Lifesavers? Are they the chewing
Bro,
ones,
I've got
or are
a
they the-
whole thing here for stock stuff, stock video, stock music, stock images. Bro, we're not screwing
Stock
around.
exchanges.
Oh, I thought you meant like I thought you meant like
I thought you mentioned like your
corporation stocks.
Oh no, that's in my
forex
money.
trading.
I was like, what? Investopedia?
No. Okay,
Shay,
lifesavers.
Open your bank information on stream here.
No.
yourself.
Do
No,
it, you won't.
I won't. Yeah, you're right. Lifesavers, that's a B.
I think the gummy ones are an A, but the hard ones are a C.
And those are the hard
Skittles,
ones. Yeah, we'll move that down to C. Skittles is
This
S.
guy Kyle Swindler in the chat. He said, "Man, this talk about sexual orientation really deep."
We mentioned Skittles. I mean, what
If
else
you like Skittles, you're gay.
basically?
Haribo, that's an F. No.
Those are
Yeah.
E.
It's E. It's E.
Whoppers are an S.
What?
Whoppers,
are an
C.
S.
They're
Whoppers
A,
are
B
C.
tier.
Whoppers are S, bro.
We'll take
They're
the average
A,
at an
B
A.
tier.
Ring pops. I think that's an
Yeah,
A.
I was gonna say
I hate
F.
ring
B or
pops.
B. Okay, we're gonna make this an average and put it at D.
Do you know what they don't have on here? They don't have Take Fives, dude.
Okay, trolley
Trolley?
gummy.
Those are like a B. They're
Those are
good.
F. Straight F.
You're just giving everything F, Big Joe. What the fuck? you haven't given like one positive. God damn it.
Dang it.
We'll go with. I actually like these, so I'm gonna go A. Airheads. I think that's an S.
Definitely F.
That's S tier.
F.
I was gonna say F.
Candy corn. D.
S.
Candy
That's
corn.
D,
Yeah,
E tier.
Yeah, it's D. Cadbury eggs.
Well, here's the thing with candy corn. Candy corn,
They're
the first
A.
candy corn you
Cadbury
eat out of
Creamers
the
are A.
package is like an S, but the last candy corn you eat out of the package, that's an F. So
You like take a
exactly.
handful of candy corn and like halfway through the handful, you're like, why did I take this much?
Yeah.
exactly.
It's just like it's
And
just
it
like
doesn't
eating a
matter.
banana, dude.
It doesn't matter how much candy corn you have. Like if you take 3 pieces, at like halfway into the second piece, you'll be like, why did I like it has a half-life. Candy
It's like
corn
whenever
has a
it's
half-life.
like whenever you it's like whenever you eat a banana, dude. You're like, I really want a banana right now, and then when you open it up and take a bite, you're like, I don't want this
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah. That's pretty much.
Halfway through the banana, you're like, you know what? I actually don't really want this anymore.
Yeah.
Tootsie
Those are
Pops.
A.
I guess.
It's
Crunch.
because they have the tootsie in the middle.
Crunch is a B.
Ooh, crunch with the raisins
No,
is
dude.
S. Dude.
Crunch with the
S.
raisins.
That
Crunch
sounds
is
dope, actually.
S tier, dude.
No.
Oh my gosh, I love Crunch so much.
What even is a Crunch bar?
It's like this it's like Rice Krispies if you put chocolate around it, dude.
Oh.
It's a better than that.
It's so freaking good.
You never had a Crunch bar, Shay?
I don't like chocolate.
Yeah, but like,
What's that? Pixie stick?
Yeah, pixie
Uh,
sticks.
Those are S tier.
I
Those
think.
are solidly S tier.
Yeah, we can go S. Ooh, double bubble.
Give those an A.
Those are
I like
blood,
those.
dude.
for like the first 15 seconds, double
Yeah.
bubble is an A.
Yeah, yeah. Thereafter, it's like an E.
Like, after that, it's like.
And
F.
then it just has
Like,
no
like,
taste.
literally just chewing like a wet piece of cardboard.
I think overall, I think I'm gonna put D. I think that's a solid D.
I think it's a solid D. I agree.
Tootsie Roll.
Tootsie Rolls
Mm.
Tootsie Rolls are the most C,
F.
like they're like the most average
Those
thing
are
ever.
Yeah,
average.
that's true.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
that's true. Milk toast to the chocolate.
I don't
Oh,
know what
those
these
are-
are.
Those are the
Those are
like
E.
hot, the flame ball things, whatever.
I don't
Those
know.
are D. Those are D.
D. All right, we're running out
Never
of D
seen them.
space. Twix. I gotta go A
I was gonna say
or,
A.
No,
or
it's
S.
Yeah,
That's my
Twix is
bad.
S tier.
Snickers. Snickers. I'd say is A.
It's
I-
A.
Snickers is A.
Right behind.
Hot tamales.
That's an
eh.
E.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
an.
B.
Mike and Ike's. I gotta go with B.
C.
I would agree.
I never liked them that much.
Oh, fucking
I go with
almond joy, bro. That shit is an S.
No, that's F.
No. It's for
Bro,
me,
then
it's-
we gotta put Mounds at S.
There's no mounds on here though.
Yeah, there is. After the Maltesers.
Oh shit, yeah. So we're okay. We'll do that.
Fuck yeah.
Dum Dums. Dum Dums are also.
Sometimes you
Dum
feel
Dums
like
are
a
Tootsie
nut.
Roll quality.
Sometimes you don't.
it's nearly 1. I gotta be out of here.
Hold on.
Gotta-
We're gonna end the stream
We'll
right
finish
after
the
this.
tier list. After we finish the tier
Something.
list.
Sour
my
Patch
God.
Kids, I think, is a solid A.
I like how I said I was going to
Yeah,
bed and
I
then
think-
I came back.
We're losing watchers rapidly with this
Because we just told them we
tier
were
list.
ending the stream. So
Because we told them we were gonna. Let's make a tier list. Everyone fucking's like, nope.
we're not
Alright,
doing
hold on.
anything after this, like they're just.
Okay,
gonna-
I think we're gonna
That's true. You either love or hate almond joy. Like I'm a jihadist for the almond
go.
joy.
No. Hubba Bubba.
Same concept as the Hubba Bubba not in the roll,
Okay.
where it is like good
Dots.
for 15 seconds and then you're done.
Dots are an E, I
Dots.
think.
Dots are an E.
Dots aren't A, dude. I
That's
love
her E.
Pocky again. We're gonna skip that. I don't know. I think these are like chiclet. No, these
I'd
are.
say generic
They're
Halloween
chocolate.
candy.
Those are just jawbreakers. Those are F.
Oh, those are
F.
Kit
butt.
Kat, I think is
Yeah.
A.
I say
Yeah,
Kit Kat's an
thank
A.
Kit Kat. is
Lemon
D,
Head, F.
It's an F, honestly.
Like-
Maltesers?
No, we're not
Maltesers are
listening
an
to
A.
you anymore.
Maltesers are like a better Whopper.
And now and laters. I'd say that's E.
That's boomer candy right there.
Yeah, it is.
I've had those.
Another
Do they have
Kinder.
Necco? Do they
Oh,
got?
you
Do they
made
got
me
Necco?
snort.
Do they got Necco wafers on here, bro? I fuck
No,
with
they
the Necco.
don't.
Bro,
M&M's.
even though
M&M's are A.
like Necco wafers
Yeah.
are boomer
You
boomer
can't,
candy.
you,
but I
can't,
fucking-
you can't give Lemonhead F tier. I'm sorry.
I think Nerds are
Nerds.
S.
Bro, how do you put
No,
Lemonhead
no.
F but Nerds S? Like what the fuck?
Lemonhead's shit.
Bro, how do you
No,
like Nerds though? They're the same
What?
shit.
No, they're
tell
not.
me, what can you get for 25 cents that's better than Lemonheads?
Nerds.
You can't get Nerds for 25 cents.
A hit of somebody's jewel.
I don't think you can get any candy other than lemon heads for 25 cents.
Yeah, you get like the cherry heads. They were like all different varieties. There were cherry heads, apple heads, grape heads.
Don't, I've
Orange
never
heads.
seen those.
Oh, they're a
in-
thing.
I've seen grape
Oh,
heads are
dude,
good.
they're so good. I used to always get the cherry heads. I just love cherry.
Damn, they are 25 cents. That's crazy.
Yeah, they're like the only candy that's still 25 cents.
Fucking boomers.
It shows. Sour
Yeah,
punch
well,
candy.
It's just the go-to candy when you're poor.
Can't relate.
I was gonna say that, but
Just kidding. When I was poor, we'd get empanadas from the corner store.
I have no idea what those are. Empanadas.
Yeah.
you know what an empanada,
Yeah,
bro?
I
You
don't know
gotta
what
try
an
an
empanada
empanada.
is. All right. Let's go with B.
It's like
and then E.
I don't know how to
Like
describe
terrible.
the texture of an empanada to somebody.
It's like a
Think
meat.
of it like a more puffy burrito.
Yeah.
Like a puffy
Crunchy.
meat sack.
All right.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So it's like a. Okay,
It's like
so
a,
it's like
think of a croissant, but like filled with ground beef.
no, it's like
similar.
it's like a what's
Uh,
yeah. Okay.
Ah, shoot. I just closed it out. God damn it.
God fucking damn it, bro.
Yep. I just lost it. Shit.
We gotta do it
Fuck.
again.
It actually
we
saves
gotta-
your progress, but
We
Eh,
gotta do it
pretty
again.
much done with it anyways.
I don't care enough.
A calzone for Hispanics. Now that is a good way.
Yeah,
of
that's
putting it.
pretty much what it is. All right. I think it's 1 a.m. It's been a great stream. Thank you
You've
to
all been-
everybody
been
who
a great
donated.
audience.
I want to read off the names again quickly. Let's see here. Thank you to Brandon a Cat, Get Zoinked, Gaming Wiss, Melodica Dude, Gaming Wiss Again, Patrick Vehy, and Nerds Man. Thank you all for your donations. Very much appreciated. And I'm glad you all enjoyed the stream. Tune in next week. Same
Thank you,
time,
brothers.
same place for another one. And have a good night.
Subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Yeah.